Okay, so last time, uh, you guys leveled up at the end of the session. But before that, um, Danny, you started the game at the entrance to this poor farmer's house after he received a visitor from, well, they received a visitor from out of town. And thinking this man was suspicious of some sort, you knocked on the door and then promptly didn't realize what you wanted to do with yourself. So you attempted to sell them cigars, and they were very confused. But yeah, they
Yep.
just kind of
Gonna
shrugged
try to
and
sell him religion.
let you go. You noticed that this visitor guy had like a wood cutting axe, just in case maybe you were trying to rob him or something. I don't know. You're not entirely sure why he had that, but it's okay. Or maybe he's just a lumberjack. Um, yeah, so you guys went back to speak with Michael and Irene, and they paid you. You guys got 3 gold each for that. And they warned you against Captain Mihail. He works for the Trifu family, and he's not to be trusted for a myriad of reasons, ranging from he's a vampire to he's a guard and a vampire. So uh, that's just how that one went there. Tor, you had a kind of a run-in with a little bit of a disease there, as you kind of got sick over the course of the next few days, but thankfully were able to beat it as you prayed to Vrishau the shepherd, and were able to purge the disease from your body, or maybe she did it. You're not sure, but you're healthy, so that's great. Let's see. Yep. So you guys also met Leon and Lorenzo, the dwarven couple who was heading out into the Wolf's Wood to search for an artifact. Uh, and they said that they were leaving the next morning, whereas you guys were able to convince them to hang out for 2 more days, so you could do one last mission for Michael, retrieve a package from the Queen's Circle, and come back with it and deliver it, and then hopefully get your tokens. So you guys headed out to the Queen's Circle, with a promise from Irene that Captain Mihail would be away and thus would not be bothering you. And that turned out to be true. You guys returned the cart to Cornelius, the old cart, um, and you guys headed into the Queen's Circle where you found the Garden of Plenty. And there, Cyra made eye contact with the presumed Blood Queen, which the rest of you, Azalea jumped into a bush. Tor didn't know what to do with himself, so he just kind of like spun around in a circle. Danny was just cowering, but it's fine. Uh, Azalea managed to find the package, but all of you were caught by Estelle and her raven, the little, very pale little girl. Asked you for tea. There was a couple of attempted lies that occurred that didn't quite track out, but eventually you told her that you were leaving town the next morning and were unable to attend tea time. Uh, at which point she turned into like a cloud of gas and like went through a couple of you. It was really weird, really uncomfortable for some of you. Not okay. You guys ended up leaving the Queen's Circle without any incident. Delivered the package to Michael. Syria, you had some private words with Irene about your token. But after that, you guys spoke with the dwarves again over the course of the evening, just trying to learn about them and to trade stories. And Danny was really interested in Spaghetto, the octopus. Um, but after that evening, in the morning, Michael gave you guys your tokens. They displayed the family symbol of House Trifu, and then the royal rose on the back. He also gave you guys documents saying that you were hired for a job, but not specifically what job. So you have forged documents saying you work for the family for Trifu, and then you also have the tokens. So do with that as you will. Uh, Michael also asked you guys to look out for an individual either named or code named Calocrav. He couldn't give him a description beyond middle-aged man. uh, he worked closely with the government and vampires, and if you found him, to kill him. And he gave you guys 10 gold each, kind of as a thank you and a payment and a you're not really, but you guys got money. It was great. Um, Azalea took specific exception to the whole bad intel thing that this gentleman seems to be giving you guys. And Michael just explained that running a rebellion doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes people want to help, but they're not very good. So, he just kind of shrugged it off. Danny ended up making his alchemical familiar overnight, an octopus with a bottle head, yet to be named, as far as we all are aware. And you guys met for breakfast after that morning meeting. And you guys know that Leon and Lorenzo are outside. It is currently the morning of the ninth of Afton Road. It's a Stranger day, so no worship or anything like that today, so you guys can freely move about. Um, but yes, the dwarves are outside, and you guys are all kind of together. Theodore and Tessa are there. Um, but other than that, it's your morning to do with as you wish. What do you guys want to do, if anything?
Eat. We retrieved our tokens, yes.
Yes, you all have your tokens.
Yeah, just eat and then set out. All I want to do.
Yep. So Tessa actually comes over to your table and she hands out these little meat rolls and some breads, and she actually puts a jar of jam next to Danny, because Danny apparently likes the jam. That's at least Theodore must have told her about your little experiment the other day with the jam. Um, she says, "Well, thank you all so much for staying with us. Theodore is out back. He's promised 2 weeks worth of provisions for you and your new friends. Those are being loaded into the cart right now. And please don't worry about payment. Michael covered your food."
Fucking better.
She's just like, just puts all the.
That was kind of him.
And Tessa nods, and she kind of steps away to go either do more cooking or something like that. You can smell some more delicious scents wafting out of the kitchen, and she heads that direction.
Do we see the dwarves?
You can hear them outside. You can hear their voices outside, near the like the stables.
Sounds like our friends are outside. Shall we go?
And I'm gonna not eat. I'm gonna basically sit there and just like happy, like bouncing, like I want to share something.
You're up real excited, Danny.
I made a thing.
A thing.
Check it out.
That's descriptive.
I mean, thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take it out, and plop it on the table. I just take it and drop it, sploop, and it's like a octopus bottlehead thing. Look, I made this.
The hell is that?
You had a baby.
Would you say, Sarah?
I asked him if he had a baby.
Sort of. I used blood and things, and here it is.
That is usually what's involved.
I like poke it a little bit. I'm like, what does it do?
It like kind of slurps across the table toward Danny, and just kind of like you can see it's kind of these beady but surprisingly large eyes. It's weird how it's kind of like both really, really, really tiny but really large at the same time. It's really weird to look at. It makes lots of
Does your child have a name?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna call it
Spaghetti-O.
It's squishy, so he's squishy. We'll see if it sticks. Maybe we'll
He
try.
shall be your
I don't
squishy?
know. He shall be my squishy.
You just hear lots of like popping noises as it's like suckers kind of come off the table and
Very sticky too.
Yeah.
it's like making these weird moist noises. It's got like a thin veneer of slime on it. Like it's kind of gross.
I'm gonna grab it by the bottle and say, "Look," and then shake it so you can see the stuff on the inside. It has reagents.
It's like his tentacles are like flopping around. but yeah, it's like its innards glow like a very slight orange color.
Well, I want to try, and I like go to grab it and shake it like
I'm gonna do my best to
like one of those
stop him from doing that.
snow globes.
Okay, so Cyra, make a reflex save, I guess. I'm sorry. Just no. Do an athletics check or an acrobatics check. Acrobatics. We'll do acrobatics. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't make up my mind on that one.
I rolled a 17, and I'm
Worst DM ever.
I know I'm the worst. Tor, what is your reflex DC?
22 is what I rolled. Awful.
Well, she beat it. It's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, so Tor reaches over across the table and you just like swat his hand away, and you grab Squishy. And, like,
Let's be gentle with Squishy.
He shook it. That was really cool.
But we've now seen the reagent.
I'm grabbing. I want him back. I'm like grabbing. I want him.
I'm gonna hand him over.
Okay. Sorry, Danny.
Gentle with the small things.
Do you guys think Leo and Lorenzo will like it? Could be.
I
It looks like
think-
spaghetto, sort of.
Maybe
I
they
think
could
they'll
be
incredibly
friends.
flattered.
We'll have to see.
Maybe Spaghetto and Franken Spaghetto can be friends.
I think Spaghetto will think he's better than Squishy, so I don't want to put him through that kind of emotional.
What does he do? What does he do? What does he do?
He does this. He's an octopus.
Oh, okay. Well, at least he looks cool.
He can bite things. He can swim. And he can make
Ooh.
infused reagents so I can make more potions. He grows them in his head.
That will be cool to see. I guess it's better than pooping him out.
Ooh,
How
I
are they
should have
gonna
done it
get
that
out
way.
of his head?
That would have been easier. Could just made him poop them out. I get whatever.
Little poop shoot.
Oh well. Too late.
Okay.
Should we be
You know the
going
memes
then?
of like the people staring off in the distance and they got like the war in the background? Like that's the look I'm getting on my face.
1,000-yard stare.
You're not having any of my food. Come on. Come on up.
We haven't heard anything from you, Azalea. Isn't that thing cool?
Sure.
I'm gonna take its little leg and wave it at her.
I guess she doesn't like flappy things.
Don't you fucking talk for me.
I said I guess.
Why don't we get out and just get on the road? That'd be good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of pack up the rest of your food that you hadn't quite finished, and as like road snacks, and you guys kind of. Tessa's still in the kitchen, pretty busy, but she waves at you as you kind of head out the door, and just stepping out into this cloudy morning. The streets are actually fairly busy. People drive and pull carts full of autumn vegetables and boxes and other things as they go about their business. People smile and wave at each other and offering just curt nods when their hands are full and yelling hellos and good mornings and whatnot. Even the two royal guardsmen that you see just kind of passing, they bear the royal rose. They're conversing politely with passersby. You do hear, however, a strange chittering noise echoing in the alley next to the pub.
I have no impulse control and have to check it out.
Okay. So coming around the corner, where you are certain Leon and Lorenzo are, the chittering only increases both in volume and what sounds like annoyance. You hear Lorenzo's voice attempting to soothe something. You can't really pick out the words. And you spy a large covered wagon, presumably theirs. Boxes of supplies, about 2 weeks, like we said, provided by Theodore, and other things fill the back. But you think there might be some room for you guys to at least sit in while, for your journey. What draws your attention, however, are the beasts currently being harnessed up. The gray-cloaked dwarf is cursing quietly as the furred head of one of the beasts attempts to pull away from like a leather collar, just as the second beast nips it behind the ear. Fur as white as snow, the beast on the left side of the cart allows itself to be harnessed, but being certain everyone nearby can hear its chittering displeasure. The one on the right the cart's right has a sable coat and is chittering back at its partner. You guys can roll like a knowledge nature to see what these large serpentine creatures are.
I have no idea.
17.
10.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm not even trained in it. I'm not gonna try.
Okay. Cool. So the two that did try, you got actually, I'm sorry, Cyra, you got a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, Cyra, you have no idea what the fuck this thing is. Tor, however, with
No, not me. Danny.
oh, Danny, I'm sorry. I'm the worst. Danny, you know what this thing is. These two things are giant weasels. They are weasels that are giant. That is what they are. Large furry tubes.
I think these are giant weasels.
What is a giant weasel?
Fuzzy and smells bad.
Oh.
It's,
Okay.
It's got a little bit of a musk to it. Yeah, it's not pleasant, but you're probably gonna get used to it over the next couple of days.
Is the right one fighting to get harnessed? Like it doesn't want to be harnessed?
So the left one is like it allowed itself to be harnessed, but it's just really fucking annoyed about the whole thing. And the one on the right is like trying to tell its buddy to like calm down, get the goddamn harness on, like you can do it.
Oh, okay.
We believe in you. And it's like it's kind of they're chittering at each other really annoyedly, and it's getting louder and louder, and then it's subsiding as one bites the other one. Like they're just not like hurting one another, just gentle like nips of like, come on, man, get your shit together. And Lorenzo spots you just as he's kind of adjusting the harness there. He says, "Oh, good morning, friends. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. We're just about ready to go." And Lorenzo sticks his head out from the cart and he goes, "Yeah, we are almost there. We are ready to go. We just need you and whatever your equipment has. I understand that you have things and you have your badges on. That is excellent. We have ours. Very good, very good. Let us go."
Has Theodore been by to drop off the food?
And as you ask that, Theodore is like he steps out of the back of the pub and he's got like a crate and he goes, "Oh, it's the last crate. I'm just about done here." He kind of heaves it onto the back of the cart and he pushes it in and nods at you and he says, "Thank you all for staying and for being mostly good guests. But I hope to see you again, of course."
That's very kind.
Well, and then I hop up in the back of the cart.
And the weasels both kind of look at you guys, and then they look at each other, and then there seems to be some sort of non-verbal communication, and they just kind of like they both kind of settle down into their harnesses, just waiting to go. Well, you all have your things, all of your gear, your weapons, whatnot. Are we all ready to go? Yeah. Okay,
You're all set?
let's go. So Lorenzo steps up onto the driver's seat, and Leon sits next to him. There's room enough for a third one, but you guys begin your drive along the old Imperial Highway. You pass by state-owned warehouses and homes as you move through the market court. At least you're more used to this area of the city, so this is all relatively familiar. Guardsmen nod at you. Passerby wave. People generally ignore you and go about their own busy lives. It's strange, though, driving in a cart, not accompanied by the clop of hooves. The weasels slink kind of slightly side to side as they pull the cart. They'll always kind of cancel each other out as they, on each step, only ever going forward. There's no kind of side to side. There's enough room for three of you in the back of the cart, with a fourth sitting up front. So who's taking the front seat?
Who's driving?
Lorenzo is driving. He's on the left. Leon is in the middle, and there's enough room for the right spot.
I vote Danny. I'm gonna sit in the back.
I'm sitting up front.
Okay. Cool. So, you guys pass out of the market court, and again find yourselves in the Moon District as you kind of head that northwest, home to all the government farms and the smaller family homes. The sprawl of the city quickly falls away as even parcels of land checkerboard out away from you. It's the same cobbled way you went to visit the Nekultia family 2 days prior when you went and killed all those rats in their cellar. And as the morning makes way for the afternoon, you finally spot the final farm of the city on the left side of the road. The road ahead of you is empty, and it appears to be empty behind you as well. And there's a wind at your back. You can still see the towering cathedral palace behind you, its uppermost spires hidden in these dense, swirling clouds above. Is there anything you guys want to do before you exit the city? I'm actually going to roll some perception checks for you guys. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So, Tor, you're too busy both admiring and brooding over the capital city of all these vampires that you're exiting without causing any damage in. But the rest of you notice as you kind of look around, and you notice that Alexandra, the wife of the farmer, and also another woman is outside. They're like hanging laundry out. But yeah, they're outside. You don't see Darius, the husband. He's nowhere to be seen. But yeah, you see Alexandra and another woman, a younger-looking woman.
I'll wave if we're visible to her.
Yeah. You stick your head out the back of the cart and you wave, and Alexandra looks up and she waves, and then she like kind of not really hits her, but taps the other woman on the shoulder, and she turns around and she kind of waves as well. And this other woman is kind of like wearing this like bright orange dress. It's got these blue flowers on it, and she's wearing like a similar like white and blue headscarf to Alexandra. But she's got like this you can kind of tell that she's not related, at least by blood, to this woman, but she looks quite younger. And she kind of waves, and Lorenzo and Leon like look over, and then they look at you guys, and then like Lorenzo looks around behind to the back of the cart and sees you waving Cyra, and he's like, do you know those folks?
Okay, we met them 2 days ago, actually.
Oh, well, that's excellent. And he jabs his husband, and they both wave, like, smile and wave, and like, but yeah, so they continue driving, and actually Leon says, do you want to stop at all, or just wave and keep going?
Just keep going. We're casual acquaintances. Don't expect anything.
Very well. Forward it is, and yeah. So you guys continue northwest out of the city towards the Wolfswood and Lupadure. And as you exit Necroi, this violent wind shakes the beige fabric of the covered wagon. The purple leaves on the sparse trees shake, and the strange, most plants here are kind of a purple hue. It's very strange to you still. And the wind fades very quickly as the weasels pick up their pace. And you finally escaped the capital alongside your new friends, acquaintances. The cobbles continue northwest into the distance. It's quiet, and it seems like it's going to be a lonely road. Or at least it's just going to be the 6 of you anyway. Or, 9 of you if you include all of the familiars involved now. Is there anything anyone wants to do on the drive onward? Time for like crafting, RP, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to discuss to include Leon and Lorenzo, like, what are the skills that we have between the 6 of us, peeps, and all that.
And Lorenzo and Leon kind of look at each other, and Lorenzo says, well, we are both wizards. Like we said, we're from the Raz's Center of Magical Arts, and well, first off, I am a divination expert. That is my school of magic that I chose to study. I can detect magic and read auras, and yeah, I can cause my husband's weapons and spells to strike more clearly and more swiftly. I can put our enemies to sleep if need be. But for the most part, most of my skills are for exploring, really. If we are in a ruin or a tomb or whatnot, I can see invisible things. I can listen to things in other rooms or on the far side of a large room or something like that. And also, I can, I have some other spells up my sleeve, but mostly it just has to do with learning about an area or listening or seeing. And Leon, he says, "Well, I am an abjuration expert, and I make shields, I make mage armor, I also, of course, can detect magic and read auras and whatnot. But I can save us from falling, like that one time, if you remember, when you fell across that chasm. You were on the bridge and it fell, and I cast Featherfall, and oh yes, that really was a great time. You saved my life a number of times, my friends. So you're in good hands with Leon here. Yes, of course, and I can dispel magics. If, let's say, my husband finds somebody that's invisible, I can dispel it. I can also make him resist, or myself resist energy, so I suppose I could give that to you as well. And also I can make magical traps as required. I can put a spell inside of another spell, and when it's activated, it casts a spell. And also, I can grant people speed, a haste, if you will. But really, that's kind of what I have up my sleeve, and well, Wibbly and Wobbly here are not really meant for combat, as it were. They could defend themselves, but I wouldn't trust them to get into anything. As some of you may know, weasels have a tendency, when they bite onto their prey, they just hold on to their prey and don't let go. Now, that usually works when their prey just dies, but it doesn't work when their prey is made of stone and doesn't die and can continue to hurt them. And you see the one on the left, the kind of the white furred one, kind of shudders a little bit as at like a memory or something. And you can actually see there's a couple of like scars down his back. He says, "Yes, but that's just what we can offer anyway in terms of a magical skill. We're not very good at this hand-to-hand fighting. It's not very." He just kind of like fisticuffs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen me. I also am not particularly suited for that hand-to-hand business.
We got this.
How intelligent are Wibbly and Wobbly?
Say that again?
How intelligent are Wibbly and Wobbly? They seem to understand as you were talking about them.
I'm gonna see. Okay. So as you ask this question, their ears perk up a little bit, and the sable one, Wobbly, looks back over its shoulder, and he just keeps walking forward. And Lorenzo says, "Well, they're fairly intelligent." No. Wait, say that again. You gotta say that again.
I didn't understand any of that. I'm sorry.
They're probably smarter than you.
Low bar.
And Leon and Lorenzo look at each other, and Lorenzo smirks. And he says, maybe not quite that smart, but they're intelligent for animals. They know when they're being spoken about, and they have a good sense of smell. They know what they're doing, for the most part. And one of them kind of chitters in a huff, but continues walking. But yes, what about all of you? And Lorenzo kind of leans over, and he looks at Danny, who's sitting next to his husband, and he's got Spaghetto on his like arm, and Spaghetto's kind of going through this like weird array of color shifts, going from like a kind of a beige to more of a sand color, and then kind of going up to a yellow and an orange, and then coming down to kind of a deep red, and then kind of going through this kind of warm array of colors. Danny, what can you what skills do you have? I see you have. He kind of gestures at you and all like the vials and potions on your bandolier.
Yes, I make fire and lots of potions. I'm an alchemist, really, but I do have something else to show you, and I want to show him, of course, Squishy.
And you all watch as Spaghetto kind of changes from this warm, slow color shift to like this kind of a bright, fast-moving like blue, and then purple, and then a quick shift to green and yellow, and then back to blue, and it's not quite alarm, maybe excitement. You're not sure. And actually, Squishy, not really meant to necessarily do color shifting, like does its best to attempt a color shift, and it's kind of this like weird brownish color, and then it kind of shifts to like a beige. That's about as far as it gets. But Lorenzo says, "Wow, that is most excellent. Oh my goodness." And Leon just goes, "Oh, so you're a copycat, eh? I see how it is. No. It's truly a work of a master, and wow, it can even have." And he like pokes the bottle part of the head, and he says, "Oh, it can carry reagents for your potions. Is that what it is?"
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It's for my potions. It does great things, and I made your. Yeah, he's a friend. He's a friend for yours, for Spaghetto, sort of. While we're together, I guess, if they get along.
And Lorenzo reaches out his arm over towards yours, and like you just watch as like they both extend their like tentacles to each other, and they just like a touch. And there's like an array of colors, and then they like, and then they part, and
It's the creation of man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Creation of octopi.
Octopodes.
Sir, octopodes.
Octopodes nuts.
Damn. I'll do something a little unexpected. I guess I'll say imitation is the highest form of flattery. I'll say that kind of saying with like stately, noble type attitude, but in dwarven.
Ooh, make a diplomacy check.
Can't be society.
Oh,
No.
well, they're not technically nobility, but you know what?
Let's see.
I will allow
16.
you to use
Well,
society
the diplomacy is 16. 16 is the diplomacy, so.
because you're attempting to. Let me look up.
I added the flourish and stuff. We gotta
He
kind of.
wants to make an impression.
Yes, I see that. So let me look up the specific rules for that because it's courtly graces, please. Oh gosh.
Oh,
I am imitating a noble person type attitude.
can I see some
Oh,
bullshit?
okay.
'Cause I have
Um, To pretend. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, cool. Yeah. So,
So do society.
do
instead?
society instead. Yep.
Okay. Do I keep the roll I just made, or do you want me to roll again?
That's fine. You can keep that roll.
Okay. It would be 23.
Okay. And they look at each other again and and they reply. Leon replies in Dwarvish, and he's very good. You are
You still need to use deception to impersonate normally.
yeah, normally yes, but
Normally.
this is not normally in this case.
Okay.
That's why I looked at it. And he says, you are more educated than you appear. This is a very good thing. Maybe we could learn some things from each other, yeah? This would be good. And he looks at the others, and he says in Dwarven, do the rest of you speak Dwarven? No, okay.
I just stare at him like
I
an
stare
idiot.
back blankly.
Yeah.
And then he nods, and he switches back to common, and he says, Lorenzo, and he says, in common, you have a very well-educated friend amongst your little group. I would count yourselves lucky.
He is.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and look away.
It seems you have made a favorable impression on them.
Oh yes, he is a smart one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna sit there happy.
There's a cat.
Yes, behind Dragon.
Oh.
It is no longer. He is
Yeah,
no
it's my
longer
cat.
there. It was looking at the fan, and I was like, oh
He's
no,
been there for a while.
it's gonna jump into the
Yeah.
fan.
I thought it was going to jump up there, and
It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. He's gonna go attempt to corral the cat.
I would like to see the baby. He's got socks.
Very cute kitty.
oh, kitty.
Kitty's like, let me
I
go.
love you.
No, she's
I will
happy.
kill
She's a
you.
good kitty.
I will murder you.
Old kitty. She's
I
like
didn't hear
she's
her.
15 years old. See
Oh, wow.
Wow, impressive.
Oh, she's quiet. She doesn't make loud meows, but
That's
I
okay.
saw her
She's old.
make a little
Anyway.
noise, but I am very excited to see her. I love her. What is her name?
What is her name, Dragon? Dragon, what's the cat's name, Dragon?
sorry, I accidentally turned down the volume so I couldn't hear you.
what's the cat's name, Dragon?
Accidentally.
Sandy.
Oh, Sandy, I love her.
Yeah, we actually rescued her when we first lived in Vegas. We abandoned at the vet, and they were gonna put her down. My wife was like, "Nope."
There you go. Now we know the story of Sandy the cat.
Yep.
Sandy the Wise. It's not one the Jedi would tell you.
Okay, so yes, the pair seem to be impressed by your dwarven language skills.
See, we could have both gone to Estelle. We could have pretended to be nobles.
And then she could have
Shit,
eaten
out
us.
of character.
And then she could have eaten us. It's fine.
I did just kind of put two and two together with that skill, so I didn't have the society-related skill till today.
But now
You
you
did
know.
it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Now that you've introduced the octopodes to each other, and they kind of like settle in and look to Azalea and Tor as for their skills, as it were. Ouch. So quiet brooding one. What Azalea, I believe. What can you bring to the fight, as your astute friend just said?
the fight.
She kind of like they look at each other and they look at the rest of you, and
What are some of your areas of expertise so that we can build a good team together?
I can hit things with my sword.
Oh, me too.
Yes, fantastic.
Do you have any specialized training that might be good for exploring or surviving the Wolf's Wood?
Yeah,
Would you like to describe it for the group?
elaborate. No.
she doesn't appear to want to elaborate. And Lorenzo just, oh, okay.
I guess you'll just have to divine that one from her.
Good point. I need. Yeah, Azalea, I need you to roll a will save.
Fucking dumb bullshit. Okay. What
Nice.
do I have to get?
What did you get?
Will save?
A will save. Yep.
24.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. And Leon says this one has a much stronger mind than my husband can handle. I think. As he like his Lorenzo's face is kind of strained. And Leon says, "Well, fine then. Keep your secrets, but we will see on the field of battle then, I suppose. just don't run away, please. Anyway, hopefully we won't have to come to that, but well, when push comes to shove, I'm sure you'll be fine. And Tor, you look like you said, you hit things well, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah. Bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah, all the references today.
Yeah.
And he says, this is very good, very good. I am glad to hear it. And well, this
I
is
have a
good.
particular attunement, though, to the undead, and I bonk them extra hard.
Well, as this tomb or ruin, we're really not sure what it is. We know where it is, or at least roughly where it is, but we don't know how old it is. It is possible it is from the first era or older. So I would expect that there to be some undead involved. So it would be very good to have your skills when we get there. I'm very excited to see what you can do.
Fantastic. It's time for them to pass to the beyond. It's an aberration, and it's just horrible that they're not allowed to continue on.
So Lorenzo, he turns around from the driving the cart, and he says, actually, aberrations are a different type of creature than the
Shut up,
undead.
nerd.
But I understand what you're saying. Just and his husband's like, this is why you don't have any friends. Just stop, please. Just he's like, what? No, he's wrong. And, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's a saying. It's a figure of speech. That's what he. Oh, so and he turns around and says, sorry. And Leon laughs and says, this happens all the time. It is fine. So for now, well, we will keep an eye out, and hopefully we can warn you before we run into any of those aberrations. And he jabs his husband in the side. And then perhaps you can run in and take care of them for us with your vigor, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. They don't have anything else to talk about. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with them, or? Okay,
So I
go ahead.
know a little bit about Kobold lore, and I spent a long time as a ward to a, well, I can't say powerful, but socially important golden dragon. So I know something about genealogy, but I'm a little bit limited in the things that I know. I was hoping as a group we might be able to round that out better.
The dwarves look at each other, and then they look at you guys. What things do you have to share, my friends?
I just want to know what you guys know.
Oh.
You guys gotta wake up a little bit.
Well, we know Azalea will keep her secrets.
You're the first one I'm gonna let die.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, Danny.
I mean, I didn't hang out with a golden dragon, but spent a lot of time in the caves. I know all about engineering and dungeons and the things that live there, I suppose, if we want to get, reach into our
And
past.
fire, Danny. Don't forget fire.
Of course,
We're about
fire,
to-
but I mean, fire is my primary area of expertise, but that really came about later on.
I mean, we're about to go into dungeons and caves. Sounds like you're going to be the useful one here.
Well, mostly for the fire, right? I mean, yeah. I can tell you.
Oh, don't look at yourself like that.
I can tell you what style of engineering we used to build an archway, but it's much better if it's just on fire.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I know a lot about architecture myself, and I thought it's pretty fantastic architecture back there in Necroi. All that old Gothic style. Pretty wild.
It looks
I
like
also happen to know quite a bit about vampire lore and the ancient cultures. In a past life, I was an archaeologist. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed digging up these old ruins and these old dungeons,
Picking up
learning
that stuff.
about these past cultures.
The dwarves they already were interested in you, Tor, but they're like listening now. Like they were kind of like focused, like kind of half listening, and now they're like, Leon's completely turned around in his. He's actually like kneeling on the seat, like looking at the back of the cart, and you know, Lorenzo's got kind of like half looking. He's like half looking at the front of the road and half like looking at the side, but turned his ear towards you at least. Well, I'm loath to ask, I suppose, but Azalea, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
What's the conversation?
I'm so glad you're paying attention. Obviously she knows nothing of value. Lorenzo seems about like okay, clearly doesn't feel like putting up with the keeping secrets style. And Lorenzo says, "Well, I am certainly, of course, growing up in a dwarven family. I know something about dwarves myself, and of course, architecture as well. I am a certain fan of that, mostly of the dwarven bent, of course, but anything from human to even Undine underwater make." Those sorts of things, whereas my husband here, and Leon kind of cuts him off, and I, of course, being a dwarf, am super into dwarfs, obviously. And we know these things. But other things that we do know, I know much about magic, of course, many arcane and hidden things. I also know about the occult, so hidden things, but more with an aberration twist to it. And he winks at all of you guys. Other than that, though, mostly I know something about goblinoids, such as yourself, Danny. I know a little bit there, but not very much. Of course, I'm sure you could help me round out some of the rough spots in my repertoire. But that's really our knowledge base is not too far. Magic and dwarves, and then the things that we're into is really ruins and, like we said, searching for our artifacts. So we've kind of devoted our studies to that for some time.
And then I'm gonna like whisper to them, like try to not let Azalea hear, but I'll say something along the lines of, "Don't mind Azalea. She's good at like, stealing things and stabbing things."
Is she sitting in front of me?
Roll a stealth check, Danny.
I'm gonna say because I have whisper up, so I can hear better. I get +2 for perception for anybody in a 30-foot cone in front of me. So
Okay.
20.
Okay.
22.
You can roll your perception check.
Okay. 15. You might have been lucky.
15 total.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have no idea what he's saying.
But you can hear whispers and stuff though.
Wait, no, hold on. It's 17.
You still don't hear him.
Cool.
But she doesn't.
yeah,
She doesn't say that out loud. So.
Yeah, but no, if I use the seek or something, I get a +2 for creatures that I can't sense in a 30-foot cone, so I can like better hear where things are.
So she doesn't hear it.
She does not, as far as you can tell.
I'm very
So
tuned out at this
I tell them that, and then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna like wink at her and go.
Cool.
The two dwarves like nod at each other. Did you say that in common?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, if you speak dwarf, it doesn't matter if I hear you. I don't know it.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. I'm super
That likes
smart,
to
but
be
I'm
a little risky.
so Danny is incredibly smart, but not very wise. So
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's fair.
That does make sense. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So,
I should have added that, yeah, I also have some training in the arcane and the occult. But obviously, I play the drums, and that's where my real passion and experience lies.
and Leon says, "Well, that explains the drums, doesn't it?" All right. So, That's pretty well explains all of what we bring to the table. So that is a good thing. Now we know these things, and hopefully then we can build a better team, as you said, for the travails that are ahead. But for now, it looks like we're okay. It's a quiet road. I'm actually gonna have no. I'm gonna do it. Okay, 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 okay. So Tor, as this conversation kind of winds down, you kind of look out the front of the cart just for just to see what's around, and you spy up ahead, like you're kind of used to at this point, the kind of the bioluminescent mushrooms and whatnot in the area. But there are like by the roadside, there are like three overly large mushrooms. They're like glowing purple, and they seem to be like swaying in the wind.
Oh, that's great.
As they're out in front of you, they're like swaying in the wind. They're so large. And then it takes you a second, and you get within maybe about 100 feet of these things. And you realize that as you kind of stick your head out the front of the cart to get a better look, there is no wind. The wind has died, and these things are like still kind of swaying. Yeah. What do you want to do with that?
I'm gonna be kind of. So, do I kind of like feel like the hair's kind of raising up on the back of my neck? I'm like, this is really weird.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right.
So with one hand, I'm gonna grab. Who's driving again? Was it Leon or
Lorenzo is driving.
Lorenzo? I'm gonna kind of grab the reins and Lorenzo's hands. I'm gonna kind of pull back a little bit, and with the other hand, I want to grab Danny's head and just kind of turn him towards these mushrooms and be like, Danny, have you ever seen anything like this? See, I'm trying to get Lorenzo to slow the cart down. And
Yeah, Lorenzo, he looks at you, and then he looks around, and he's gonna make his perception checks. Wow, they're like, both of them are more confused than anything, but like, he'll slow it down. And Danny, you can roll a perception check to kind of pick it out of the gloom and the other glowy shit that's all
am I
around.
aiding him since I'm
Yes.
physically moving his head in that direction?
Yep.
Nat 20.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, dude.
Not only are these like giant, I believe they're moral mushrooms, but not only are they like
They have high morals.
like swaying, but like these things actually looks like they have like, this seems to be the tentacle episode, as they have like weird kind of like moving tentacle growths out of them a little bit, and they're like moving slightly toward the roadside. Like, it looks like they're actually, as you're watching them, they're like moving ever so slowly to get closer to, like, they're up against the edge of the road and they're trying to get into the road.
I don't like this. There's no wind and those things are moving.
You guys can roll a knowledge nature check to see what it is, or survival. The two of you that see it, Tori, are you gonna point it out to the others?
Not right away.
Okay. Yeah, Lorenzo brings the cart to a stop.
14 for survival.
Okay.
19 survival.
Can I see that they are
27 for survival.
So
25.
Azalea, you don't know what the hell they're looking at, and Cyra, you see that they're stopping, but like you can't really tell what they're looking at. There's enough glowing weird
Can
shit.
I tell that they are concerned?
Oh, absolutely. There is a sense of concern.
I'm gonna cast Anticipate Peril.
Anticipate Pearl. Okay.
Pearl.
One and the same.
Okay. You cast Anticipate Pearl. That gives you
She has pearls of wisdom.
a +1 to your initiative, right? Or is it a +2? I forget.
I honestly need to look it up for this.
Yeah, it could be different in 2E.
Yep. Go ahead and look it up. We'll get back to you. So, Tor, this is not something you've ever seen before. But Danny, growing up underground, and in sometimes kind of dank caves and tunnels.
Dank.
Sometimes you have come in, not necessarily into contact with these things, but you've seen them, and you've read about them, and they're called violet fungus, and they are fairly large, just mushrooms that have tentacles that'll they'll move and they'll kind of sit in a cave or somewhere, and they will try to grab somebody, and then their tentacles actually secrete venom, and so the venom, Danny, is valuable, and you could probably, if you were to kill these things, um, maybe get maybe get the venom for some of your potions. Uh, but yeah, that's all you really know about them, other than they're weird, mindless fungus that just want to eat things.
So I'll turn to everybody and basically just explain what they are. These are violet mushrooms. They've got poison in them. I like poison, but they're pretty gross. They'll hurt you. Maybe we should just keep going, or we could kill them. I would love to burn them, but I can't get the venom. You see, I have a conundrum.
Wait, why can't you get the venom?
Well, if I burn them, it's likely not going to be. I mean, maybe.
You're not sure. You've never killed one, so you don't know.
We could get them, get the venom, and we could burn the remains.
They will also try to hurt us, so I would say let's try to stay at a distance.
Are there tentacles kind of blocking the road? You said they were moving, right?
So they're at this point they're pretty much completely blocked the road. Cyra and Azalea, you can see this now because this is a very obvious obstacle.
Well, Danny, I don't think we can go forward even if we wanted to just leave these guys alone. I think we gotta go chop chop.
Yeah, they'll wind up hurting the weasels. So, how far away are they?
At this point, maybe 80 feet away.
Oh, that's pretty far.
It is fairly far. Yep.
Unless you have any other ideas, Danny, or Azalea, or Sarah.
Azalea, I don't recall. Do you have ranged weapons?
I can throw a knife.
Technically, we can all throw knives.
That's my ranged weapon.
So it sounds like maybe I need to burn these out of the road.
I could throw you, Sarah. That'd be the only ranged weapon I have.
I'm flattered.
Hey, Leo, Lorenzo, would you like me to try to burn these things?
Leon and Lorenzo just kind of look at each other, and they say, well, Lorenzo leans over and he says, yeah, these things, we've encountered them once or twice, and they're actually gonna roll their checks. Okay. And Leon says, these are things, they can be burned with the fire, so they are weak to it. So yes, please, you are an expert in the fire. Would you like me to perhaps give you any sort of aid in the in this attempt, or do you want us to just sit back and watch?
How would you just watch Tor? Come with me.
Okay. I'll hop out of the cart.
Okay.
And Azalea, Sarah, you can come too, but I think it's I don't know if you want. Come on.
I would do that.
I'm good.
Okay. So, who is actually going into this fight, as it were?
Yeah, I'm going with Danny.
Tor and Danny. Okay.
And Cyra.
As long as I can go grab my throwing knife, we can at least knife.
Yeah. So you guys have time to kind of prepare. You can take a couple of actions to figure out what you want to actually do.
I have to be within 20 feet. If we're not gonna get within 20 feet, I'll just stay out of it. Otherwise,
Okay. So what
I have a faux shard raid.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 80. Okay. So what I'll do then is I will I'll have all of you roll an initiative, please. And I need to.
At 20.
Wow.
Hi.
Most excellent.
do we add anything to initiative or?
It's your perception.
Yeah, perception plus your roll.
17 for me.
So you can kind of see that. Let's move it over just a little bit. How about that? A little more. All right. Cool. Is that blurry for you guys?
Yeah, it's out of focus.
Okay. Let me attempt to adjust the focus. I will walk around. Okay. Hop, hop, hop. This is good though. This is a better setup than the other 2 times, huh?
Till the battery dies.
Shh, shut your whore mouth. That better?
Yeah.
Money. Okay. I'll walk around the other side again. Okay. Then we'll do readjust a little bit more. Right about. Son of a bitch. Guess that'll have to do. Okay. Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, so that's good. Okay. So in that case, let me put in to the chat here. Everybody roll their initiative, please. And then, I don't know, we'll start with Dragon. Dragon, what'd you get? You got a natural 20?
Yep.
Oh, actually, I can probably just write it here. So, Dragon, you got a natural 20, so plus 10, and then, so what was the total there? 36? Something like that?
This is based on perception.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 32, 34.
34. Okay. So 34 is Danny. I'll just write it on the thing. Okay. Who got the next highest?
I got 21.
Okay.
I got 26.
Okay. 20. What's your? Hold on, I'm trying to do some math here. Okay. 26 for Azalea.
But we have to wait till we're within 20 feet or I can't do anything anyway. So
22 for the fungus. Violet. Fungus. A 21 for
I
Tor.
thought you said violent.
Violet. Like they're purple. Yeah.
This is a very violent fungus. So I was like, that's what I'm going to describe.
Cyra, what'd you get?
0 to 17.
17. Okay. Okay.
Nice roll, Azalea.
Okay. Oh, and then obviously I have to roll for. Okay, so they got. What did they get? They got. Oh no, that's the blank one. Where's the not blank one? Shit. 24. Okay. And the. I'm just gonna do this. 24 for the for Leon and Lorenzo. They rolled fairly high as well. Okay, and then just so you guys know what this creature looks like. There you go.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it's gross. But there you go. Okay, cool. So, Danny, you are first. You are this guy right here. The little green goblin, as it were.
I'm gonna move up 25 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Boop. That puts
And
you
distance.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to the nearest one.
Okay. Can I? I'm sorry.
Oh, actually, you guys would be out of the cart as well. Boop.
Can I set up a reaction to throw if they get within 20 feet?
Yes, that'll take 2 actions. So yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay. So my
Your turn is.
my turn's over.
Yep. Azalea, you are right here.
I guess I'll move until I can't.
5, 10, 15, 20. What's your movement?
Give me a second. 25 feet.
25. Okay. Do you want to get closer? You're 40 feet away.
I don't want to get too much closer. I'll hang by where Danny is. I don't want to get too much beyond that.
Okay. Do you want to ready an action for when they get closer, or what?
Can I ready an attack for
Yep.
when they
So,
get with
again, that'll take 2 actions, but yes.
Okay, yeah, because like that's all I can do is
Okay.
throw a knife. So
So what Leon is going to do? Leon will go first. Leon is going to cast a spell. He's going to cast. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Where is it? I gotta go to find. I thought I had it open and I did not, so my bad on that one. Haste. There you go. Cool. So he is going to. He's going to give haste to. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's actually going to give haste to Tor. Tor is now hasted. All right. Good luck out there. I believe in you. And then let's see. He is going to cast. Lorenzo is not going to be able to do too much here. So he's going to hold his action just in case there's another creature somewhere that he's not aware of. He's going to ready an action there. Okay. It is the fungi's turn. They're going to move up. 5, 10. 5, 10. 5, 10. 5, 10. 5, 10. 5, 10. Okay. So Danny, and Azalea, they're all within range of your things, so you can take your reactions now if you want.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna go for the one in front of me.
Okay, so the one here on the left or the one in the middle?
The one on the left.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack, and then Danny, you can make yours as well.
I'll go for the one in the middle.
Okay.
23 to attack.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and do damage. Azalea, what about you?
I got 19.
That's a hit as well. Go ahead and do damage.
It is. Oh, sorry. Which one do you want? Do you want mine first or hers?
Danny, you go ahead first.
Okay. That'll be 6 fire damage.
Okay.
2 persistent fire damage.
Okay.
And then 1 fire splash, but I think that's only 5 feet.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't hit the other ones, but oh yeah, this thing just like bursts into flames, way more than you initially expected. Okay, it's got fire 2. Cool. Oh yeah, this does way more damage, and it makes this weird, horrible, weird noise as its kind of tentacles flail around everywhere. Azalea, what did you do?
I got 8.
8 damage. Okay. Cool.
Did she throw a dagger at it? And it like.
Yeah, she threw a dagger
Yeah,
at it.
with a throwing
Okay. Tor.
dagger.
Oh, you're right. Tor, here you are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use sudden charge to get within 10 feet of them, and then attack.
25. How far can you move with sudden charge?
It's straight. I can stride up to twice.
Oh,
my
okay.
movement is 30 feet.
Okay, cool. Yep, you're within 10 feet now of this left one.
21. Or no, yeah, 21.
21
for
hits.
attack.
Yep.
Sweet. I should probably have my attack dice ready, huh? Like a professional. Jeez, what an
You a
idiot.
professional? No,
I know, right?
no such thing.
I know. 6.
6 damage. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you hit it. You're using your foe shard.
My bow shot.
Yeah, you
Ah!
you slice into it and you cut into it. It's a fungus. I mean, it's like cutting into a mushroom that you've cooked. It's a little more raw, as it were. And its tentacles you managed to avoid for now. But yeah, you were able to get a good hit in. Okay, so was that all of your actions, or is that just 2 actions?
Yeah, I think that was 2. I think I'm gonna stop there. Actually,
Uh,
I'll rage because I didn't do that to begin with. So now I'll rage. Yeah,
okay.
I think that's 1 action.
And you have okay. So let me remind you, you're hasted, so you have 4 actions total.
Uh, oh yeah, I do have the extra attack, huh? And I guess that take the -5 penalty or whatever.
I don't believe it does. Let me just read it. One creature magic empowers the target to act faster. It gains the quickened condition. Can use the extra action each round only for strike and stride. So you are quickened. So let me look up quickened, just to be sure. Quickened. OPQ quickened. You get just the extra action. That's all. So yeah, you only get to do. You can do a strike or an attack with it if you want.
Yeah. Well, might as well just try to attack.
Yep. It doesn't do anything. You still get your -5, but that's okay.
17.
That is a hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Sweet. 12.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you cut into it again as you rage and you slash into it, and this time you nick one of the tentacles and it kind of like flails around in pain. Cyra, it is your turn. You're in the back. Whoa.
So I'm gonna move up.
Um. Stand by a second. I don't know what the hell my Discord just did. It just like dropped everybody's cameras. It's weird. What happened
Weird.
here? There it goes. There's 1. There's 2. I gotta like bring everybody back manually. Okay, weird. Cyra, sorry, you're moving up. Got it. You are moving up. How far are you moving?
Just 1 movement behind me.
You want to go back over behind Azalea?
Sure, so she can provide cover.
Okay, cool. You're behind Azalea.
And I am going to cast Inspire Courage. So everyone gets to add 1 to their attack rolls, their damage rolls, and we would get a +1 to anything.
Okay, so you are inspired by your teammate, and you get well, who's being inspired here?
Everyone within 60 feet of me.
Wow, everybody. Okay, and that's just tell us the pluses again.
It is +1 to attack rolls, +1 to damage rolls, and then a +1 to saves against fear effects.
There you go. Ooh. Camera looks like shit. Why does my camera look like shit?
The +1 to attack, +1 to fear, +1 to
Damage rolls.
damage. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Money. Does the camera look okay to you guys, or is it all pixelated and shit?
I don't see
Okay.
anything now. I show the cameras off.
What the fuck? That doesn't make
I
sense.
can see it. Can you move your hand in front of it or something?
There we go.
I-
That's back for me now.
Do I look okay? Like, what's the
Yeah, it looks,
It looks like
it's
it's
fine.
weird? Okay, it's like it was really pixely on my end for a second, so I just wanted to be sure. Okay, so yes, everybody is now inspired by Cyra. Danny, top of the round. It is your turn, my friend.
We're gonna throw some more fire.
Okay.
So, I get. I'm hasted as well.
No, only Tor is hasted.
Only
You have
Tor is
a +1 to your attacks though.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw a fire potion. I get quick bomber, so I can draw a bomb and throw it in the same action.
Okay.
At the center mushroom again.
Okay.
Let's see. That'll be 22.
Yeah, it's a hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Ooh. 9 fire damage
Ooh.
and 2 persistent fire damage.
On top of the 2 that's already there.
Well, it's already on fire. Can I make it more on
I
fire?
don't think it stacks.
Okay. And then 1 fire splash, which doesn't do anything.
That's
9 fire
an
damage.
extra. That's an extra splash onto itself, right? It still gets that splash damage.
Does it splash on itself?
I believe
I
it
don't
does.
understand how splash
I think so.
works.
Yeah, we went over this, I think, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay,
So
it'll
we'll
be
count that.
8, 9, 10 fire damage.
Okay, let me just look up the rules for persistent damage again, just to make sure.
So I've got it in the rule book at page 451.
Okay. 621 is also where it is apparently. Let's see.
Did they do a DC 15 flat check to see if they recovered from it?
They did not. As in they failed. So
Okay.
they'll get it again on their turn. But yeah, it's taken a bunch of damage. It doesn't say that it stacks, so I'm just gonna say it doesn't stack.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense to me.
5 is 20. Okay, cool. I had to do some math there. Okay, cool. So that was one action.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, you get a -5 on your attack. So go ahead.
4, 6. 6 to
6.
hit.
6 is
Wait, no. It's more than that. It's more than that. 9, 15 minus 11.
Yeah, so this one you throw, and this fungus is getting rather it can't see. It doesn't have any eyes, and it's just kind of flailing as it's on fire. But you know, as it's on fire, it's flailing around, and you just happen to throw it, and one of its tentacles schwacks it, and it explodes and gets a little bit of it still gets the splash damage on a miss, correct? Or no? I believe it does.
It should.
Can you tell me what Inspired does again?
It adds 1 to attack rolls. You add 1 to your damage rolls, and you add 1 to saves against fear effects.
There you go.
I'm looking it up
So
again.
1 to attack and damage and saves. Okay. Because it's not in my effect, so I'm trying to make it custom. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Okay. So, Danny, I think it does take a splash. We'll look at it afterwards. You have a third action, my dude. What are you doing?
All creatures within 5 feet, including the target, take less damage. Even if it misses, it says if attack weapon fails, succeeds, or critically succeeds.
Okay. Yep. So it missed. So it takes
Still takes a splash damage.
1 point of splash damage.
Yeah. I've got an ability that makes the persistent damage and the actual damage +1. I don't know if it counts to the splash, but I'm gonna.
It would not. So.
Yeah. Third action, huh?
Yep.
If I throw another bomb, that's a -10.
Correct.
I can move, right?
You can. Yep.
I'm gonna move back 10 feet.
Okay. You back up 10 feet.
That's it.
Okay. Azalea.
So it's reflex, fortitude, and will saves? No,
Just will saves against fear effects.
just will save against fear. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it
You're all right.
circumstance.
So it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll get out my rapier because I don't have another weapon to throw.
Okay. Yeah. You take an action to take out your rapier.
And I guess I'll get to the one I was already hitting.
Do you want to go over this way or over this way?
The other way. I don't want to get hit by the other one.
Okay. 5, 15, 20 feet. There you go.
Okay. And I guess I'll attack once since that's all I can do.
Yep. Go ahead.
19 to hit.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
D6 from 1. Cool. 6.
6 damage. Yep. You stab it. You're not sure if you really did anything to it, but you stabbed it all right. Say it again.
It wasn't a critical, was it?
No.
19. Just making sure. Yeah,
Okay.
So that was cool, but whatever.
In this case, it's now Leon and Lorenzo's turn. And there's not really much that Lorenzo can do here. He's actually going to cast. Let's see. Does he have to move for it? Is the question. Gotta find it. fine. He's going to cast he's going to cast True Strike. But he's not sure if he wants to get down from the cart or not. I wish I could read. That'd be kind of important, huh?
Skill.
Yep. Till the end of your turn. Okay, never mind. True Strike is on himself, so he's actually just gonna hold. He's gonna hold his turn. And then Leon is going to. He's actually gonna. They're gonna pull the cart forward, so 5, 10, 15 feet. And seeing the amount of damage that Danny is wreaking, Leon's also going to cast haste on Danny. So he's used 2 of his higher level spells here, but Danny, you are now hasted.
Sweet.
The fungus is going to take its damage. And it's not very happy about it. But this one is going to move up. 5, 10. Well, these ones are actually going to stay where they are. Okay, so Azalea, what is your armor class?
19.
Okay.
Nice.
So the first tentacle hits you as this one attacks you. And it is going to do 9 points of damage, bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Fortitude.
Yep.
So what's that? Just the 20 plus the mod?
Yep. D20 plus the fortitude. Yep.
15?
Okay. So as this tentacle slams into you, you realize it's not like it's kind of got the sheen to it of like a smooth tentacle, but you actually, as it hits you, you realize it's covered in like barbs, and they sink into your skin, and you feel it burn, and you take 4 points of damage, poison damage, and you are enfeebled 1. So enfeebled. Enfeebled does a thing. Let's be sure here. You are a clumsy 1 and take a 10-foot penalty to all your speeds. So clumsy. You take a status penalty equal to 1 on dex-based checks and DCs, including your AC, reflex saves, range attacks, and skill checks using acrobatics, stealth, and thievery.
Enfeebled?
Enfeebled. Yep, you are enfeebled 1. I'm sure your app does it for you.
Yeah, strength based. This one says it's all strength based stuff.
I'm sorry. What did I say? I said enfeebled, didn't I?
You said Dex.
Yeah, it is dex. So let's see. I'm just going to make sure. Enfeebled 1. I misread. I read encumbered by accident. My bad. Enfeebled. Yep.
Okay, no, you're fine. It's not applying anything you're saying.
Yeah, I'm
right?
sorry. Yep, I misread it. You
You're
take
fine.
a 1 penalty, -1 to your strength-based rolls, DCs, melee attacks, damage rolls, and athletics checks. There you go. My bad.
It does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
I'm a dex character. Cool.
Okay.
Good.
It's going to make its second attack and miss.
I suppose that's bad.
And then it's going to make a third attack and miss.
Good.
Tor, what is your armor class?
18.
18. All right. So this one is going to attack you first. First one is a critical hit. It got a 29. Okay. So luckily it rolled fairly low. So you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a fortitude save.
10.
Okay. You take 1 point of poison damage, and you are enfeebled 1. It's going to attack you again with a 21 that hits. You take 5 points of damage there. And then the last attack is a miss. And this one is actually going to move up one more time because it saw what the fire goblin did to its buddy. Rather, it felt it because it doesn't have eyes. And so, Danny, what's your armor class?
16.
Okay, that is also a critical hit. Got a 26.
Fuck you.
Danny, you take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a fortitude save.
It's 14.
Okay. You take 3 points of damage and you are enfeebled 1. And at the end of this one's turn, it's going to fail its flat check, so it is still on fire. The middle one is still on fire. Okay, Tor, it is your turn.
Ugh. It's good to see you in the battle, Azalea. Let's kill this thing. 22
22 is
for
a hit.
attack roll.
Good hit.
And that's weird. 8 for damage.
Okay, cool. You deal 8 damage to it, and you slice a chunk of the purple fungus off of it, and it just kind of writhes in pain, and its tentacles keep flailing about. You have 3 more actions.
Let's keep slicing, and then I get a 20.
Natural 20.
No,
Oh,
dirty
okay.
20.
Dirty 20. That's still a hit. So go ahead.
11.
Ooh, 11 damage. Okay. Yeah, this thing is like kind of falling apart at this point.
We're almost there. 12.
12 is not a hit.
And I rolled a 14. That was pretty good. Let's see. What? I don't think I can cure myself of the poison using a medicine check, right?
Let me just make sure. Ooh. Medicine check. Medicine check. What can I do with a medicine check? Medicine. Treat poison. You need healer's tools.
Oh yeah, I gotta buy those. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I need to buy healer's tools. So how does if I have 4 actions, I can only attack 3 times, or
Yeah, so at this point, like, you would have used your quote-unquote bonus action to have attacked, so you can move if you want. Or do something else, like draw another weapon or something.
I'm gonna move 5 feet backwards and just see what happens.
Okay. Nothing particular seems to happen. They don't, like, react to you or anything like that.
Okay.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Cyra, it is your turn.
I'm going to continue inspiring confidence. I'm sorry, inspire courage.
Okay.
And then can I tell visually who is more wounded between Tor and Azalea?
Tor is definitely a little more fucked up.
Cool. I will take 1 step towards him and I will cast Soothe.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for Soothe, I guess.
Roll the fucking 1. It heals 5 damage.
Well, Tor, you get 5 health back.
Nice. Just hear a little relief.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, cool. In that case, we're back to the top, and Danny, it is your turn, my friend. You are hasted, so you have 4 actions. Go ahead.
I'm gonna step back 10 feet, and then I'm gonna throw a fire potion or a fire alchemist fire at the closest dude.
Okay, go ahead.
23.
That is a hit.
And that'll be for 2 damage. And
Okay.
hang on, let me look at it and double check, make sure I'm not screwing it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's two damage 2 persistent fire and 1 splash.
Okay. Cool.
So that's 2 of my 4 actions.
So that was. Oh, you have to draw the bomb out. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well, I have quick bomber, so I can. I mean, the movement doesn't count as one of the 4
Oh
actions.
yes, duh. Yeah,
Okay,
you did move.
sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So moved, action, quick bomber is fine. Still have 2 more actions.
Yep.
I will. Oh gosh.
One of them has to
Guess
be a strike or stride.
Strike or a stride.
Yep.
What's the stride do?
A stride is your movement.
Oh, it has to be a hit or okay. I'll take a. I'm just gonna step back 5 feet, 5 more feet,
Okay.
and then
That's 25 feet to the nearest fungus.
Yep, 25 feet, and then I'm going to drink an elixir. I've got an elixir of life.
Okay. Go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
take one of those.
drink it, and then roll your health.
Let's see, elixir of life. Elixir of life. That is going to doesn't heal nearly as much as I would hope, but we will see. Sorry, guys. I've got it written down somewhere, but I'm
Oh, you're
being
good.
stupid and looking it up. 26. 4 points of health,
Okay.
and saving throws against disease and poison is +1.
Okay. Good to know. All right, Azalea, it is your turn.
I guess before I take any more damage, I should probably hit it. So
Go
I guess I'll try to stab it again.
ahead.
21?
That's a hit.
Cool. 6 plus 5. 8.
8 damage.
Yep.
Did you count the +1 that you got from Cyra?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. It is at the end of its rope.
I needed one more to kill it, huh? God damn it.
You can attack again.
You can.
I am going to because I don't want to get hurt anymore. It's -5 for the second attack, right?
Correct, unless it has agile.
This one does not.
Okay.
Wish it did. Dagger does. Rapier does not. So 19.
That's still a hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead and roll
it's gonna
damage.
die. Same thing. 8.
Okay. Yeah, you stab this thing and almost like a cartoon. You stab it. And it's like a wacky arm inflatable tube man, and also like a balloon as it kind of deflates on itself and kind of falls over.
Good. Bitch.
Comes detached from the ground. You have one more action.
I'm gonna retreat. I'm just over half of my health is gone, so don't want to get hit. I'm gonna leave
How far back are you moving?
as far as I can.
5, 10, 15, 20. Wait. 5, 10,
25.
15, 20,
No,
25.
20.
20.
Because enfeebled.
Enfeebled does do. Did we?
Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You
it
were
doesn't.
reading the
Yeah,
other-
because I read it wrong. Yep.
Yeah, 25.
Cool. Leon and Lorenzo are going to go. Lorenzo is going to hand the reins over to. Actually, wait a minute. 5, 10.
How do I get rid of enfeebled?
That's a great question, and you do not know the answer to that.
Okay.
He is going to cast. Lorenzo is he's going to hold on to the reins, and you watch as he kind of moves his hands, and he generates this fancy blue magic, and then he launches a magic missile. Magic missile. And he does 5 points of damage to the one that's next to Cyra and Tor here. Okay, so that does 5 points of damage, which is pretty pretty good. Okay, and Leon is going to. He's going to do one more. Yeah, he's going to cast one more haste. Actually, he's not going to do that. No, he's not. He's going to hold his turn just in case these things get any closer, and then he's going to ready an action. Yeah. Cool. All
Is
right.
there more than one left still?
Yeah, there's two right here.
Oh god.
Yep.
I'm
So
done.
okay. So the fungus is going to go now, and I need Azalea and Tor and Danny to make fortitude saves.
15.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
21.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, you guys managed to like squeeze your arms, and like you actually see some of the poison like come out of the wounds. It's really gross, but you managed to get the poison out of you. Tor, you're too angry to even attempt to like stop that shit. You try to will it out of your body, and it doesn't quite work that way. And you are now.
That's not how the force works.
Yeah.
Darn.
You take 1 point of poison damage. You get. You're up to enfeebled 2 now. And you are also drained 1. So you take a -1 to con-based checks such as fortitude. You lose hit points equal to your level times the drained value, so you lose 2 points. Your hit points are reduced by that amount as well.
Yep.
Cool.
Am I still enfeebled, just not poisoned?
Correct. Danny and Azalea are still enfeebled, just not poisoned. Okay, so they're going to go now. So this one's going to move up. It's going to move up next to its bro. And this
Is
one,
it still on fire?
it is still on fire. Yes, it has still not. Both of them are still in flames. They'll take their damage at the end of the round after they, or before they attempt their flat check.
Sweet.
This one is like, this one knows where the fire bomber is. It kind of felt it in the ground, and it's not happy about it. No, 1, 2, 1. And that triggers Leon, who's going to cast Acid Splash at it. And he's going to do 6 points of damage to it. So that's
Nice.
that one. That is the middle one. Okay. Cool. All right. And now they're going to attack. So Tor, this one's after you. It got a. What's your armor class now?
18.
Okay. It got a 27. So close. So close.
Glad it's not a crit again. Jeez.
Yeah, that would have been brutal. So you take 7 points of damage. It's going to attack you again. Okay. So as it comes in to attack you the second time, one of its tentacles is like on fire, and it goes to whip it at you, and like it burns up enough that it like actually comes off of the creature. And one of its tentacles is just like writhing on the ground, like it went over your head, Tor, and just kind of like in the grass behind you. And it misses its attack. And Danny, this thing is real pissed. It doesn't like you. What's your armor class?
15.
Okay, so you like run around and you try to back up. You're just up against Wibbly and Wobbly, and they're like not having any part of this shit. And this fungus whips its tentacle at you, and you just like tuck and roll, and it just whooshes right over your head. Okay, so they're gonna do their flat checks for their damage. Okay, so they both are no longer taking persistent damage, but they still took 2 extra fire damage from all that. So they're not doing so hot. 20, and then we'll do that. Cool. Tor, it is now your turn.
Does one look more damage than the other?
The one that's closer to Danny appears to be. It was on fire a lot longer, so
All right.
it looks like a lot more hurt than the other one. So the one in front of you is less damaged.
First thing I would do is use a healing potion minor.
Okay. That is a D8, right? I believe. Yeah, it's a D8 plus 1. Wow. You get 9 points of health back.
Fuck yeah.
So use an action to take it out and an action to drink it.
Yep. And then I will use a sudden charge to attack the one in front of Danny.
Rawr. Boop. Okay.
17.
That is a hit, my friend.
Yeah, yeah. And 10 for damage.
10 damage. Okay. Yeah, it's not looking so hot, my dude.
Nice. I think sudden charge is 2 actions.
Okay.
Let me see. Trying to. I know those things are supposed to help you know how many actions they are, but they confuse me. So
That's fair.
yeah, it is 2 actions.
Okay.
So that was my other 2.
Cool. Cyra, it's your turn.
I'm going to cast Produce Flame at this little dude ahead of me.
This one?
Yeet.
Okay. It needs to. Do you need to hit it, or does it need to make a save?
I rolled to hit it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
21.
Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
It does 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage. All right. Cool. Yeah, it is back to being on fire. I mean, it's not persistent damage though, is it?
I think I need a critical. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be a critical success to take persistent.
Okay, cool. It is not a critical, but that's okay.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. It takes 8 fire damage. I forgot to add my spell casting ability on fire.
Oh, okay. Very
8
nice.
fire damage.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you look at it and you you pound on your drum and then in a pseudo imitation of your draconic previous overlords, as it were, you like open your mouth to breathe flame, but like rather than it coming out, it's just like it spontaneously forms around the fungus. Yeah, and it takes a bunch of damage. That's good. Okay. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
I'll just continue inspiring.
Okay. Money. Danny, it is your turn.
If I move away now, do I risk provoking a reaction or an
You
attack from that guy?
have no idea.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
But you
move
would have
away.
seen that previous movements away did not.
Yeah, it's true. So I'm gonna move back 10 feet.
10 feet.
Am I?
So you're
15.
within 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of it still?
Okay. Then I'm gonna use an infused reagent to make a firebomb.
Okay.
Which is an action.
Okay.
And then I can draw and throw that bomb as another action. So we'll be at 3 actions once this is done. So I'm going to attack the closest fungus. I can limit or reduce, or actually just decide who gets the splash damage there. It'll just be the monster.
Okay.
Reduce splash to only my target.
Okay.
And I'll throw it at that guy.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Whoa! All right, dude. Cool, man. Yeah, so that puts you at a total of what, 30?
Oh gosh, 30, at least 36, 37.
Either way, it's a crit, so it's 1 step higher.
Yeah, exactly.
38.
Pathfinder 2 rules.
Yep. Yeah, it's way over. So it's a critical hit, obviously. So go ahead and roll your damage, and then do your critical bit with it.
9 damage.
So 9 damage times 2 is 18 damage.
And then 2 persistent fire damage.
Yeah, so like
And 1 splash.
you
That's going to splash on just it.
you see a slash that Tor had opened up on it as this thing kind of like rides around trying to find food, and you just like you huck a bomb into it, and it goes right into this cavity that Tor has carved open, and you just hear a muffled "Puh," as it kind of the whole thing jumps slightly off the ground, and like it just engulfs in flames, and yeah, it just like falls over, very dead.
Bleh.
Bleh.
Nice. My last action I'll use just to withdraw or load my hand crossbow. I'm wearing it, so do I take an action to draw it as well? It is a red. I believe it's a readied item.
If it's a readied item, then no.
Okay. I don't know if I'm cheating when I say it's readied.
Nope. I mean, if it's not actually readied, then we'll know to not do that.
I need to read the rules on readied and not readied and worn items, whatever.
We're all learning here. It's fine.
Yeah. So hand crossbow. The intent here is I want to load it.
Okay, that's fine. I will. That's cool. Okay. Azalea, it is your turn. The last one is over here.
Engaging. I'm taking too much damage. I'm gonna hang out.
Okay. Are you gonna back up or just stay where you are?
Pick up a little bit more. Make it obvious that I'm out of the fight.
Okay. Cool. In that case, Leon and Lorenzo are both going to hold and ready actions. The fungus. Okay. Tor, I need you to make another fortitude save, dude.
Fuck you! 24.
Hey, there you go. Cool. So you're no longer poisoned. You still have the enfeebled and drained conditions. But you're no longer poisoned as this one doesn't have to move because it can sense the little thing that's producing a lot of rhythmic noise in front of it. So, Cyra, it's going to swing at you. What's your armor class again? I'm sorry.
18.
Cool. The first one misses. The second one misses. The third one makes it with an 18.
Ooh, wow.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So, it's going to do 14 points of bludgeoning damage
Holy Moses.
Rude.
on a regular hit, and I need you to make a fortitude save, please.
$25.
Okay. Yeah, you are. You're not poisoned, but holy shit, it hurt. Okay. Tor, it is your turn. You are 5, 10, 15 feet away from the last fungus.
Yeah, I'll step up to be 10 feet away.
'Kay.
And attack.
Cool. Go ahead.
13.
13 is a miss.
That one's also a miss.
Okay.
And that one's going to be a miss. So, 3 swings and a miss.
Okay. Cyra, it's your turn.
I'm gonna produce flame again.
Go ahead.
26.
Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
7 fire damage.
Okay. 7 fire damage. Cool. Yep, it's not having a good time. It's all charred and flailing around, but it's still alive. Danny, it's your turn, man.
Oh, I have a loaded and ready crossbow, so hand crossbow, very small. I would like to go ahead and attack them with that.
You are 40 feet away.
40 feet. Oh my goodness. All right. 60 feet's the range on it, so good to go.
Okay.
Good. 6, 12, 13. 13 to hit.
13 to hit is a miss. Swing and a miss.
Yep. Then I will use another action to load.
Okay.
Reload it. and then I will move onto the cart.
Okay, yeah, you're able to.
If that takes 2 actions, it makes sense.
It'll be one action because it's a movement,
Okay.
but it'll be difficult terrain. So
Okay, and then I'll pass my turn. There we go. We're done. I've got 1 action, but I don't really have anything to do with it.
okay, cool. Azalea, it's your turn. You do anything?
I once again, I'm almost halfway down the fight. Not trying to die.
Okie dokie. Leon and Lorenzo are gonna again ready their actions. Actually, I take that back. Lorenzo is going to reach into his pocket, and he's going to toss a minor elixir of life, a minor health potion. But let me just make sure I have the correct one, because that would be bad if I had the wrong one. Now I gotta find it. Where is it? Where is it? It's staves and staves. That's not what I want.
Elixir of life.
It's the health potion that you guys one of you
Oh.
drank earlier. The same thing.
Yeah, we both drank 2 different kinds.
Yeah, I know.
I
And I'm
drank a
like,
healing potion minor.
yeah, healing potion minor. There you go. That's what I want. Healing potion minor. Yep. So he'll give you a healing potion minor. There, Azalea. And then Leon will give one to Danny.
Sweet.
Cool. So that'll be their turn. And that's all that has there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. The fungus is going to go. It's going to attack the one that attempted to, set it on fire again. With a 27. It's a good old hit-a-roo there. And it'll deal 13 points of damage.
So I think that puts me at the dying condition.
Aha!
To take you to 0 or below.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, so you're at dying 1. And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Wait, who's dying?
Cyra is.
That checks.
I rolled a 12.
Okay. Proceed to dying 2.
Copy.
The poison is killing you faster.
So that's rude.
Yeah, a little bit. Just remember when your turn comes up next, you can use your hero points to stop dying. Hero point, excuse me. Okay, cool. And then now that it's doing that, it's going to, sensing that its prey is down, it's going to attack the thing that's still alive that's next to it. So Tor, its second attack is a miss.
Or no likey.
And its third attack is also a miss.
Sweet.
So Tor, it is your turn.
All right. We'll attack.
Okay.
That will miss.
Oof.
That is a nat 20.
Oh.
So that would be 37.
Minus the 5 from the second attack, so 32.
Or,
Still.
sorry, it'd be a 32.
Yep.
Um,
Still a hit,
yep, I was
buddy.
looking at the wrong block.
Go ahead with your critical success.
I also get deadly, which upgrades my dice to a D10,
Whoa. Okay.
Nice.
and I think it might do something else.
Okay.
Let me look. We'll roll the D10 right now. Oh, fuck yeah. So on a critical hit, it adds that die.
Yeah, it adds the D10.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Roll this after doubling the weapons damage. That's pretty baller. I'm pissed off that it just downed Cyra, so I am just raging hard, and I do 10 points, double that, 20, and then add 8. 8 points of damage. Just fucking chop, slice back and forth, and just make it into these little tiny pieces.
Yeah. So Tor, that is your. How do you want to do this? Yeah, you reach back and you just swing with all of your power and all of your might, and you're tired and weakened, but you throw all of your strength into this, seeing your teammate Cyra go down, and you just hack off each tentacle, and you take the next 6 seconds of your time just like dicing this thing, and it just kind of like falls apart at your feet, very dead. Bleh. Okay, so you have some more actions, I guess. There's no more
I know.
enemies. Let me be clear.
Yeah, I need to get those healer's tools next time we're in town, so I can do like stabilize and what have you. I am trained in medicine.
Okay.
I just can't do it. I just realized I can't do anything with it without healer's tools.
Yeah.
So, I guess I will move over and I'll pick Cyra up since she's tiny, and I will take her back to the cart where hopefully somebody else can help her. Or if not, she can at least lay in the cart and bleed to death.
Okay. So at this point, Lorenzo will hop down from the cart, and now that combat is over, he will shove a healing potion down your throat, and maximize it. So you get 9 points of health back, and you are no longer dying.
Nice.
I'll use an infused. Is she still? Oh, well, we don't. I guess she's still poisoned. I wouldn't know, but
Yeah. She is poisoned. You wouldn't know that though. So
so I'll use a.
Ooh.
I do want to use an infused reagent to create an antidote and shove that down her throat as well.
Okay.
At this point, I am awake. You could just give it to me.
But it's
Well-
more fun to shove it down your throat.
Yeah, you're not doing so
Okay,
hot.
I'll just give
He
it.
lives
I'll
for
just
the
give it to
drama.
you.
Stop resisting being rescued.
Stop resisting. Yeah, I'm just gonna hand it. I'm just gonna hand it to her.
Okay.
Here, drink this.
That was a good save, guys. I'm sorry, I flipped into my Alephla voice. It's fine.
Nobody
So
noticed.
That antidote's going to give you a +2 item bonus if you have to do a Fortitude saving throw against poison.
Which you do have to do. So go ahead.
So you get a +2 bonus from me, and then whatever your other stuff is.
There we go.
Sorry, I forgot that. 19.
Oh man, you take 6 points of damage as the poison continues to flood through your system.
Cool. Love being at 3 health.
You are enfeebled 2. You are shit. What was the
Drained 1.
Yeah, drained 1.
I'm gonna cast Soothe on myself.
Use your hero point. You can. That's a reroll, right?
It could be, but yeah, you can cast Soothe if you want. To do that for now, to at least keep yourself afloat.
Okay, so that's 9 health back, so I'm at 12.
Okay, make another Fortitude save.
The antidote lasts for 6 hours, so you still get the +2.
Nice.
Which is good because I rolled a 2.
Well, that.
Okay. So
Use your hero point.
You know what? I
As-
don't like that face. I'm gonna use my hero
okay,
point.
go ahead.
And cast guidance on myself.
That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess an 18. Doesn't save either.
So at this point, you Leon notices your eyes start to roll back, and he just like shoves another health potion down your throat as you will now stabilize at wounded 3 with 5 health points. As you are enfeebled 3, and you are drained 2.
Spicy.
And Lorenzo's gonna give you another one because like you're fucking so close to dying right now. You get another 5 health off of him.
So I'm at 10 health. And very, very feeble.
Yes. Cool. That's fun. Nice. So at this point, now that the field has been cleared,
Soaked in blood.
soaked in blood, yeah. Danny, you know that these creatures, obviously, they have very powerful toxin. You can attempt to, if you want, you can probably collect this stuff.
Yep.
Do it.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you go over to the first one, and I need you to make a survival check, please.
15.
Okay, so you go to the or you could have done a nature check. I'm sorry, nature or survival, but
I would prefer survival by
Okay.
far.
okay. So this first one has been like, it's the one that Tor kind of decimated, and yeah, you can't really find anything worth saving from this one. But you have two more corpses, just
Yep.
diced mushrooms that you want to try. So go ahead.
That's not good. 9.
Yeah, this one you burned the hell out of. There's not much left of it.
And the last one. Ooh, this one maybe. 20.
Okay, so this one, sure, it got burned quite a bit, but it seems to be mostly outer burns and some stab wounds. And you managed to kind of dig your way very carefully through this one, and you find like a venom sac at best. So you have extracted violet venom.
Ooh.
You know that this is kind of useless on its own, so you need to craft it to get a dose of venom. So you can still ruin it at this point, but you need time to craft it.
Sweet. I can do that on a rest, I would assume.
I mean, you can do that whenever you have time available. So yeah, probably that sort of time.
Sweet.
Nice.
Very good. Cool. So you have one not even dose really, but you get a dose when you craft it. But yeah, so at this point, Leon and Lorenzo kind of look at everybody, and Lorenzo says, is everybody gonna be okay?
Technically.
Eventually.
We don't have very many of these left. Azalea, are you gonna drink your potion?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
he
I
gave
was,
you?
Gonna wait till obviously the person who was
Okay.
dying has stopped dying.
Azalea, you get 8 HP left, or 8 HP gained. And Danny, did you drink yours?
Yes.
Okay. And you get 9 HP back.
Sweet.
I'd like to recall some knowledge on how I fix my enfeebled and drained conditions.
That is a great question.
Which enfeebled am I? 2 or 3?
You were enfeebled 3, Cyra.
And drained 2?
Yep, drained 2.
Maybe you should like stick in the cart.
Okay, but how does that work? So enfeebled, you'll have to take a rest for that, like a long sleep. And then drained. Each time you get a full night's rest, your drained value decreases by 1. I'm just going to tell you that. You guys would...
So we need to sleep. Got it.
Yeah, you guys feel really tired. So rules-wise, you need like 2 or 3 nights sleep. Game-wise, you're just like, wow, that fucking sucked. I'm very tired. That's about all you guys really know of that.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could sleep for a week. Come on, Cyra. Let's get in the bar.
So yeah, I'm gonna say this trips off to a rough start.
Leon,
These are the easy battles, right?
Okay, it's fine.
What?
You say that like the tea party wasn't gonna end with the vampire eating us.
You don't know that.
We know exactly that. It's what she
You don't
does.
trust that motherfucker.
You trust the vampire child?
Trust anybody. I'm gonna make that very clear. Nobody.
But the vampire child is the exception.
Who almost died? That's what I thought.
No, I think you're the one that ran away when people were dying. That's what I think. I think you had ranged attacks, and I think
that even though, yeah, it's just a little damage at a
I have one throwing knife. That's it.
Are you gonna go get it back?
I think we were a team and we needed help and we ran.
Are you gonna go get your knife back, or are you just gonna?
Yes, I said I was gonna go grab my knife.
Okay, cool. Your mic's not picking up or something. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I saw you say it, but your mic didn't pick it up.
My bad.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you go over into the body that Danny is digging around in, and you like pluck the knife out of it. Yeah. It's kind of gross, and you wipe it off and
That's
stuff like that.
fine.
Standard.
Cool. So it's like midday at this point on your first day on the road. Yeah, so Lorenzo just kind of like, once you guys kind of situate yourselves back into the cart, Lorenzo kind of takes off again, slowly, making sure to go around the remains of the fungi. Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do through the afternoon?
Nothing.
Try to craft
You
my.
should not ask me.
You want to try to craft your venom?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a crafting check, please. Alchemy.
19.
Okay.
Nice.
Good. So, you have one dose of violet venom.
Sweet.
Let's see. It's an interact, so you can activate it with one action. And I'll just tell you, it's a light bulk, and it's a poison, and it's a consumable, like a contact poison. So it'll go through your skin, sort of deal.
So he could throw it at people?
He could throw it at people. Yep. So the saving throw is a DC 17 Fortitude save. This one's slightly diluted from the normal venom. And it takes 1 minute to set in. It's a 6-round maximum duration. And actually, you know what? Here, I will just.
Battery exhausted.
I'm gonna just boop. This will be easy. I'll just text you the image of it so you just have it rather than just me trying to read this off to you.
Okay, yeah.
Are you tracking that your camera's dead? Do you want to take
Oh
a
no,
picture?
it died. Okay, yeah.
It said battery exhausted.
It's like perfectly fine to take.
Yeah, that was okay. Everybody take a 5-minute break. Take a 5-minute break.
Sweet.
And then we'll
Take a 5 minute,
reconvene.
fuck yourself.
Cool. So yeah, you guys spend the afternoon wallowing
Recovering from death.
in your hurts, as it were, in being wounded and whatnot. So yeah, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough day, everybody. Danny, more alive than the rest of them, crafts his venom. And as you guys continue up the old Imperial Highway, the clouds begin to fade away as night draws near. Stars begin to wink into existence above you, and the night comes alive with the sound of wildlife, mostly insects. The purple grasses form a very still sea, stretching out on as far as your eyes can see. Twisted trees forming their own isles of solitude here and there. You can spy the light of the crescent moon rising in the east, and the blue light of the planet Farmother rising ahead of the moon. Leon is beginning to doze, though Lorenzo appears alert. Even Wibbly and Wobbly, the weasels, seem to have slowed. Would any of you like to find somewhere to sleep for the evening, perhaps?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Who wants to get out and do a survival check? Or all of you can
I
get
would
out and do
rather
that.
die.
I'll make a check.
Okay, go ahead.
It will not. I'm still enfeebled.
Natural mother freaking 20.
Nice.
All right, that's fine. I got an
You
18.
found a 5-star hotel.
So 30, 34.
Yeah, okay. That's plenty. You spot a relatively open piece of ground, short grass, and large boulders kind of dotting this landscape. Very rocky. There's plenty of spots to camp out and avoid the wind, even though it's not blowing. You presume it'll probably pick up again at night. and enough room by the roadside to get the cart off the road. You're in a very flat area. This is still technically part of the Enlevian Plains. It's not even that hilly or anything like that, so you do your best to find what cover you can here. You can also see a small pond with even smaller amphibians croaking around its periphery, hiding in the sparse underbrush. Probably the safest place you can find out here in the open. And Danny, you just point that out, or
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Hey, I found us a great spot. Let's sleep.
and Lorenzo sees you, and he just kind of like guides the weasels over there, and at that point, like everybody's pretty tired. Lorenzo and Leon kind of get wibbly and wobbly undone and unharnessed, but they tie them up to one of the boulders there, and they feed them. It looks like chunks of raw meat. But yeah, who's gonna take the first watch? Or does anybody have any like bedtime preparations they'd like to make? Okay, who's taking the first watch?
I'll go first.
Azalea.
I'm not like great, but I'm not like
Okay.
So
Cool. The rest of you set down for sleep.
are we like sleeping in the wagon or?
So Lorenzo and Leon, they actually they end up curling up with Wibbly and Wobbly. They make like a big furry circle, and Lorenzo and Leon are in the middle. So yeah, the cart and underneath the cart is open for sleeping, I guess. Cyra is passed out in the back of the cart.
I'll bivvy underneath the cart.
Okay. Danny, where are you going to sleep?
Can I do it on? I mean, just on the cart. I'm pretty small. Can I just fit somewhere to curl up?
Yeah, so there's enough boxes that you can kind of like make two spaces, like Cyra's in one, and you kind of like make a kind of a wall with the provisions and stuff, and you kind of make your own little nest, as it were, and you kind of curl up and pass out pretty quick.
Sweet.
Okay. Azalea, make a perception check for me.
14.
Okay. So yeah, so the first part of the night passes fairly uneventfully. You've had a relatively long day.
Not as alert as I normally am.
Yeah, so yeah, you don't really see anything of particular danger. It's like I said, it's mostly the the frogs and the crickets and other creatures of the night making noises. But nothing comes at you. There are no passersby on the highway. It's quiet.
The one I see.
Fair enough. Who are you gonna wake up for the second watch?
Probably Tor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go set up my tent in my bedroom, in between like the pond and the cart.
Okay.
Got my own little bit.
Cool.
Or is gonna grumble. He's real tired. He's kind of upset, but he'll get up and he'll kind of do just kind of a.
Mood.
What's that?
I said we're all in a bad mood. Do you hear what?
Okay.
I'm gonna drown you.
Fair enough.
Go ahead and roll a perception check, Tor.
25.
Okay. So the first few minutes you make sure that everybody's kind of sleeping soundly, and Azalea passes out pretty quick in her little tent there. And you start kind of doing rounds, just searching along the horizon, and looking far, looking close, looking far, and just kind of looking around.
After my first couple of circles, if I don't find anything, I'll have another action.
Okay, go ahead. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pull out my fishing pole, my fishing tackle, and I'm gonna fish in the pond.
Okay. Okay. So as you toss your line into the pond, and you just kind of sit there, and you're sitting on top of a boulder, and you're keeping watch. You're not seeing anything in particular, and you actually get a bite. Make a reflex save.
18.
Okay, so this fish, most fish put up a little bit of a fight, and for half a second you're not entirely sure if you've picked up like a log or a lump of seaweed or something, but
This monster.
as
Let's
you
go and see.
as you pull this thing in, um, it it actually looks like you've picked up a bird of some sort. And it like it you didn't actually hook it. As you it spits out the um spits out the lure, and you realize it's like the size of like a large raven almost, but rather than like a beak and eyes, it's actually wearing like a mask, and it's kind of a golden color, and it's got like a plague doctor's mask on. And you actually recognize this creature. It is a psychopomp. It is a guardian of purgatory, and you recognize it to be a Nosoi specifically, named Phylos. You recall had told you that you guys would meet again, and here they are, flopping onto the land, kind of plop, plop, plop up onto the mud, and it like kind of ruffles its feathers a little bit, and you realize that like it's actually dry. It's weird. It wasn't wet at all from being underwater, and it like flutters up onto the boulder next to you and kind of like cocks its head to the side.
Ellis, is that you? What were you doing down there? Why are you eating my lure?
Ah! Ha! Welcome. I'm glad you found me. This is a great place. I have many things to do, many things to see, but you are here, and that is what matters. I was looking for you. This was the easiest way I could find you. We all know how this works. When you're needed, I show up, and when I'm not needed, then I don't show up. That's just how this thing is. But anyway, I have some words. I have some words from the boss. Look, man, just listen, All right. I gotta remember what she said. And it's like you hear one of his claws is like clicking on the boulder as he's like trying to remember what he was supposed to say. And he's like, it was really important. Some important mission. Some words of wisdom. What the hell was it? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey. Look, Tor. Look. Beware of the Hall of the Moon. You know what I'm talking about? Beware of the Hall of the Moon. All will not be as it seems. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to tell you. That's what I was supposed to tell you. Yeah. Beware of the Hall of the Moon. All will not be as it seems. That's what it is.
Is that in the ruins we're going to?
I don't know. I was just told to come here and tell you that. That's just what my job was. It was very important, but now I'm glad that I got it done.
All right. Are there any fish down there for me to catch?
And he like cocks his head to the side.
Everything's dead.
And he goes, I think I saw a pickerel in there. I think. Maybe a sunfish. I don't know how they got here, honestly. This little stream that runs out the north side, it goes kind of a ways out. I don't know how they got up here, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yes, there are fish. Yes, there are fish. You might be able to catch them. Depends on your skill. I think you're probably okay. I don't know. But yes, there are fish down there. There's at least one. I saw one on the way up. Maybe two, but I think that second one was your lure. I was kind of hungry, and then I realized it wasn't a fish, so I let it go. And as you can see,
I know what psychopomps eat.
No, you actually don't. You have no idea if they eat at all.
You're hungry? You want some meat roll?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I'll take that.
I throw him a chunk of my meat roll.
And you realize that there's some weird magic shit going on, because like this thing's wearing a mask. It couldn't possibly open its beak if it had one. And like, so you don't even know how it managed to get the lure in its face area. You have no idea. But like, you saw it like spit it out. It's kind of trippy, but like it actually just grabs it with one of its talons and holds onto it. And it says, well, you got anything else for me? Yeah. I got like 2 minutes. What can I do for you?
Well, nothing really kind of comes to mind.
Fair enough.
Told me. All right. Well,
it starts like, and it's you would expect it to like. You have no really idea. As this sudden wind, this really cold wind, like bone chilling, soundlessly, it's very strange, like whips the Nosoi's feathers, and like you would expect it to like disappear in a puff of magic or like jump back into the pond you pulled it out of, but like it's just like it soundlessly like starts fading into the boulder below you. It just like kind of disappears.
Like the Bethesda game, he just clips into the.
Yeah, he like no clips into the ground and he like just disappears. He's just gone.
He no soys into the ground.
He knows. There you go. Yep. And you hadn't noticed, but like everything had gone dead quiet while you were talking to this Nosoi, and it takes about a minute for all the rest of the sounds to catch back up. But yeah. What else do you want to do, Tor?
I'll take a look around. Everybody's still sleeping. No one
yeah.
heard us, I guess.
Nope, everybody's still asleep.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm still just kind of tired, and I just want to relax. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my line back in, see if I can catch anything.
Okay. Give me a 20% range, Tor.
42 to 62.
Okay. So you cast your line in, and you kind of wait for a couple of minutes. You reel it in, you toss it again. You reel it in, you toss it again. You get the idea that maybe Phylos didn't know what he was talking about, and you kind of give up after about an hour, just tossing it back and forth. It's not a very big pond. It's like 100 yards across. Like it's not very big, but it may be fairly deep. You're not entirely sure, but yeah, there is a stream that leads out to the north. You kind of get up and go investigate that, and you don't see any fish, anything obvious. There's some insects and stuff like that, and some frogs, but nothing worth catching with a rod anyway.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it back down and put it away.
Okay.
Put it back in my pack.
Okay. But the rest of your shift seems to pass without incident.
All right. I'll wake Danny up next.
Okay.
Hey, little guy, your turn.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be under the wagon if you need me.
So I'm just I'll just kind of walk lazy circles around the camp area.
Make a perception
Still.
check for me.
9. I have dark vision though.
Hey, that's important. Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything in particular. You sit for a while and stare at the moon. Not something you're used to seeing. You know, being underground and all that for most of your life. And you just kind of you get lost as you're kind of doing these lazy circles, and your walk slows down until you get to a boulder that's just about the right size, and like you just lean your head back, and you're listening, but man, you ain't looking. But nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Okay. That's all I'm gonna do then. Just be a lazy guy.
Okay. So the clouds rise again as the twilight of day slowly creeps back in, and the stars start to flicker out one by one. And the air is cool, threatening to grow cold in the dark of the day. You are undisturbed in the night, at least most of you, and the morning promises more of the same. Today, though, you do notice, Danny, the ominous drum of thunder rolling in from the east. The clouds far darker than the normal daytime clouds. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before breaking camp? You see?
What's the temperature of the pond?
Okay, that is a great question. So you head over there, and it is fucking cold. You have
I leave.
you have felt mountain water and how cold that is, and this is close. And you would expect it's probably because this pond has never seen sunlight ever, or at least maybe not in the last 50 years. So it's pretty damn cold.
I walk away.
So we get to reduce drained and enfeebled by 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Good call.
How much health do we get back, or is it just enfeebled?
I think you get to attempt medicine checks every? That's a great question.
So I was looking at the medicine skill, and other than recall and knowledge, it looks like everything requires healer's tools,
I believe that is the case.
which is why I want to get some.
Yeah. Okay. Characters
When we get to
recover
the
hit
next town.
points. If they're your Constitution modifier times your level.
So,
What if mine's a 0?
so you get a minimum of 1.
It's
You get a minimum of 1.
Okay, it's 2. We're fine.
Uh-oh. Everybody
I'm
froze.
kidding.
Oh, there you go.
Strength is 0.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Constitution modifier times your level health back.
Does my wounded condition reset, or is that one at a time, one day at a time as well?
I believe that's 1 day at a time as well, but let me check. Well, actually, I think it might go away with. Let's see. Wounded. 623. Let me make sure.
Wounded condition ends if someone successfully restores hit points to you with treat wounds, or if you are restored to full hit points and rest for 10 minutes.
So, nope, you do not. You're still wounded too. Because you didn't get.
I was wounded 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're still wounded 3. You're right. Yep, you're still wounded 3.
I've got 2 elixirs of life if anybody wants one.
I could pick one.
So I'll give 1 to Tor.
Is
Anybody else?
Cyra
I
gonna
think-
speak up?
Zero probably needs.
No, I can heal myself.
It's tasty.
I'll definitely drink the one that he just gave me.
Okay, Danny.
Alright.
I'm gonna cast 1 soothe on myself.
Okay, Danny, you can roll for his elixir of life, and then yeah, you can roll for your own soothe there.
Let's see.
Fucking 5.
Ouch.
You get back 3 hit points, and you get a
Ooh.
+1 bonus to saving throws against disease and poison for 10 minutes.
There you go.
Now I'm only down 9 hit points. Sorry, 8 hit.
That's not too bad. Oh God, what is going on with my? Uh-oh, I'm frozen. What is happening right now? Oh boy. This is a bad time. Uh-oh. What?
Person's been left in.
Huh.
Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened. My Discord just froze, and then everybody just stopped, and I was like, uh-oh, we're having a bad time.
Weird.
Yeah, very strange. I don't know what it's doing, but it seems okay now. Okay, cool. So you guys got your health back. Cyra, how much health did you get?
Fucking 5. This D10 is going in the naughty dice jail when I get home. Right now, I didn't bring a second full set.
Darn.
Okay. Money. So, time to, yep, Lorenzo and Leon, spend some time reading out of their spell books in the morning. Other than that, they harness up, Wibbly and Wobbly, who are, they get harnessed up, and it takes them about 15 minutes, and, you guys, take a day's worth of provisions and start eating. It's mostly hardtack and jerky, and there are some like dried fruits that you can't quite identify, but I mean it's tasty enough anyway. So
This hardtack is really good. I'm just like devouring it.
I'm gonna start working through the non-perishables I've been saving in my pack from every meal.
okay, sounds good. You got about another day's worth there, Cyra. Okay, cool.
I'm guessing that the hardtack will stay good longer than these. So
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Okay.
I am a hoarder.
Okay. So once you guys eat and prepare your spells and do your alchemy and whatnot, it's about an hour or two into the morning time. And Lorenzo, loads up the carts, and you guys load up. Is Danny? Danny, you gonna still keep sitting up front or what?
Yeah, I'll sit up front.
So you all settle back into the journey as Lorenzo pulls the cart back onto the old Imperial Highway, and the sea of purple grass again rises around you as the cart begins to roll onward. A relatively comfortable silence falls as you leave your camping spot. And is there anything you guys want to do over the course of the day? Any crafting, any RP, or whatever, or fast forward, whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm gonna actually get my sleeping robe out. Prior to this, I was just on the wooden.
Yeah, there's nothing in particular I want to do.
Tor, anything in particular? Nope.
I'm just gonna relax in the cart.
Cool. So, about halfway through the morning time is when the rain starts. It's not a simple rain shower, though. You get no warning at all as a deluge of water just drops from the low clouds. It is pouring, and visibility immediately drops to 100 yards or less.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, it's not great. Wibbly and Wobbly don't seem to notice, but Leon quickly throws his cloak, around Lorenzo, and they continue.
His coke?
Yeah, the coke. There you go. Not sponsored, but give us money anyway. They stoically continue driving the cart hunched under their cloak there. And yeah, it is fucking raining. Yeah, and it's raining hard. And it just continues through the rest of the day. You guys are able to remain relatively dry. Danny, you're able to, you have a cloak, so you throw that over your hood, and you're just trying to not get too wet, and you kind of like slink back a little bit into the cart, and it's a covered cart, and it's good at its job, and none of you actually get wet, except for the occasional gust of wind that kind of blows some moisture inside, but like it's not too bad. And so the rain continues throughout the day and doesn't let up, even as what you guess to be evening approaches. And it threatens to be an extremely dark night, even as the moon is still getting closer and closer to being full. Who wants to look for a place for the evening?
I'll get out and I'll try to find a place.
Yeah, you throw your cloak on. Go ahead and make a survival check.
15.
Okay. So Tor, you hop out and you kind of head up ahead, just far enough to not lose sight of the cart, but to get a little bit of a view there. And this thicket of trees suddenly looms on the northern side of the road. Thickly leaved, not quite bitten by this early autumn air. They might provide some shelter from the storm. And you hear more thunder and see some lightning in the distance. You see the ground beneath the trees is muddy, but like there's a few damp spots, not soaking wet spots. And yeah, so that's the best you can probably find, and you're probably willing to find, as you're all kind of getting pretty tired.
And this rain. I found a spot over here underneath the trees that it might work for us. There's a little bit of mud, but it's drier than anything else around us, I guess.
Very well. Yes, I'll get the cart off the road. Leon, dear, could you set the tent up, please? And all right. I'll go set up at the tent. Okay. Yeah, so he pulls off the road and he starts quickly setting up a tent underneath. These trees are actually fairly large, even if they are kind of like twisted and whatnot. There's enough room for people to set up or stay in the cart if need be. So who's going to take the first watch?
I will.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll take the first watch. I didn't last night.
Very well.
So I'm actually going to, I have a tent, and I'm going to actually double over the tent cover, and I'm going to wrap around myself like a big old poncho.
Okay. Sounds good. You do your best not to have it like trail in the mud and stuff like that, and it's much larger than you are, and you wrap it around yourself like 3 or 4 times.
Excuse you. It's a small tent.
It is still quite larger than you.
SMOL. Small.
Small.
I'm going to sleep in the cart.
Okay. Azalea, you setting up your tent?
Yeah, I'm gonna go set it up.
Okay. Danny, you staying in the cart again?
Yeah, but I'm trying to reverse engineer that violet mushroom in the evening. That
Ooh.
that poison.
Okay. You're trying to
Um,
reverse engineer it.
I'm trying to figure out the rules for it. I know you can. It's basically comes down to crafting. Okay, if you have an item, you can try to reverse engineer its formula. Uses the craft activity and takes the same amount of time as creating an item with a formula. So it takes 4 days of work, I believe.
Okay.
So it's basically I'm just going to start working on it. I don't think you make the check till you're done. So and you will determine the DC
Okay.
based on its level, rarity, and other
Neat.
circumstances.
So you're trying to learn how to make that poison on your own?
Yeah, I'm trying to add it
Nice.
to my formula book.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. Cool. So it would be it's that level of formula. Crafting chicken. Okay. Try to reverse it. This uses the craft activity. You must first disassemble it. After the base downtime, you attempt a crafting check against the same DC it would take to craft it. If you succeed, you craft the formula at its full price, and you can keep working to reduce the price. Blah, blah, blah. If you fail, you're left with raw materials. If you critical fail, you waste 10%. Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah. So you can make the first crafting check now, and then you can make another one at the end. Is what it looks like. So one.
And, be-
Oh, after the base downtime. I'm sorry. You're right. So in 4 days, just remind me.
and before they go to sleep, I'm gonna ask Leon and Lorenzo if they intend to take watches.
And Leon says, yeah, we'll take the watches. Yeah, absolutely. Just wake me up.
All right, and then for fear of falling asleep, I'm gonna walk with my little train.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and make a perception check, please.
18.
Okay. Yeah. So this watch it's loud because it's raining and you're under the trees. So you do your best to keep an eye out for anything untoward. Um, the wind is pretty violent at times and shakes the trees and even the muted glow of some of the fungus that grows around here is like kind of scary considering the last fungus you ran into. So you do your best to stay away from that sort of thing, but thankfully nothing tries to jump out and kill you. Like it's yeah, nothing much happens.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Soothe on myself once more before I go to sleep, and I will go wake up Lorenzo.
Okay.
So this heals me for 9, and I am back to full health.
Okay, so after this rest, your wounded condition will go away. Cool. So Lorenzo, he kind of groggily wakes up and he says, ugh, "All right, I'll be out there in a minute." And he's like kind of like getting his spell book together and cool. You head to bed and where are you going to sleep?
If there's room in the cart, I want to do that. My little bedroll spot's still there.
There's a little bit. Tor is fairly large, but you're able to kind of maneuver things. It's not the same spot you were in, but you're able to, get some sleep anyway. Okay, Lorenzo's going to take the first watch. He rolls a natural 20 for his perception check. Not that it matters. And Leon doesn't do nearly as hot, but the clouds kind of stop raining in the middle of the night, and the clouds hang out, but it lets up a little bit. It's kind of like a drizzle now and a mist. There's a lot of fog that's kind of setting in. You guys can't see very far, maybe 50 feet out in front of you, but Leon starts waking people up as it's approaching, as it is morning time, and they take their time to prep their spells and get the weasels fed and hooked up. You guys use another day of rations. So you've got 12 days of rations left, at least for those provided. And then, depending on what you were carrying, and you're not sure how much extra Leon and Lorenzo has. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the morning? Okay.
Is there anybody else that's still wounded in any way?
No, I think you were the worst. Oh.
I mean, I'm slightly, but like 5 points left. That's it.
I'll cast Soothe.
Okay. But no one's like got any like status effects anymore. It's just health at this point.
It all reduces by 1.
I do.
Yeah, it reduces by 1, but it doesn't go away.
Tori gets 7 health back.
Great.
Very nice.
Fully healed.
Okay, that's good.
How much health do you have? What's your hit points?
32.
Just
Yeah,
curious.
it's almost like I'm built to be a frontline fighter.
It's like the squishy bard is getting schwacked around, and you're like, "Oh shit, I gotta go save."
I have to touch people to heal them. I'm working on it.
Uh-huh.
There is a feat I can take, which I will be taking.
Good to know.
And it's like getting flashbacks to Kalara being like, I hope 30 feet is good enough not to get killed.
Good luck, everybody.
At any given point, I was like 1 hit away from dying. It was fine.
Danny's firebombing has been working pretty well.
Yeah.
You're
You're
muted,
muted.
buddy. You've been muted.
I like to talk to myself.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I
Normal.
mean, the firebombing works great, but it's been on plants for like every time I've ever used them. I feel
Yeah.
like
I mean, at some point, they'll probably get some kind of resistance to it or become ineffective.
I mean, I can do acid and frost and lightning. There's other
Ooh.
things, but I get the biggest bonuses to fire.
Neat.
So,
Important things to know.
yep.
And then hopefully, not Clara. Jeez. Azalea and I can flank stuff and get bonuses that way.
Yeah. Okay. So, cool. You guys finish your preparations and heal up the last bit of healing. You're still exhausted from most of you were poisoned. And it hurts for damn sure, but thankfully you're still alive, and another morning, and it's kind of dreary and foggy, like I said, but Lorenzo takes the weasels back out onto the road, and you guys hop back up into the carriage and continue on your way towards Lupadure. If anybody wants to make a survival check, they could probably find out how close they are to the Wolf's Wood and the next town.
Shit.
13.
Or doesn't really care.
Yeah, that's fair.
4.
22.
Okay. So Danny and Azalea, you guys would take a guess at the rate you're traveling. It's probably another 2 days before you get to Lupadure, but like a day and a half before you get to the Wolf's Wood. Maybe even closer to tonight you might reach it. You're not sure. So, and also, you guys have no idea where this ruin is, so you don't know how much more traveling you're going to have to do off-road. Or, really, they haven't told you where they're stopping. So, but okay. You guys, again, pull out onto the road, and that comfortable quiet settles in again. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're riding in the cart? I don't want
I'm
to
still-
go onto the cart.
Not dead yet. I'm going to keep studying that poison.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna go smoke.
You're gonna go what?
Smoke.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. It's very humid and moist out here with the fog and the drizzle. But yeah,
Maybe I won't.
in the
Maybe I can.
in the back of the cart, you're able to do that. You kind of sit toward the back, and you know, it's some pretty good leaf that you had taken with you. But
Dude, I totally heard you were gonna go mope.
oh,
Like
Do
with,
that too.
smoke and mope.
I was
Moping.
like, how does the weather
Moping.
interfere with your moping? If anything, it should be easier.
It's atmospheric moping. Yeah,
Is
you're,
it still pouring?
no, it's a drizzle, but it's like a thick fog as well. So the pouring had stopped somewhere in the night. It's still raining, just like I said, it's a drizzle and there's that thick fog, so you can't see very far ahead. I'm actually going to roll perception checks. Wow. Okay. So Cyra is the only one that is really paying attention apparently. After her last encounter with the last creatures on the road, she is not okay with that. And in the fog,
She's on high alert.
the rest of you kind of like, Azalea, you're smoking, and Danny, you're so engrossed in studying that like you don't even realize you're sitting in a cart anymore. In Tor, you're just kind of like, you're here for the ride, man. That's not much more to it. But Cyra, you being in a cart, you've been in many carts in your life, and many carts have been pulled by hooved creatures that have hooves, aka horses, donkeys, etc. And for a moment, you hear the sound of hooves, and you're like, oh yeah, this is normal. And then you're like, wait a minute, there aren't hooves on these animals, and it's somewhere. It's kind of echoing around you. You can't really pinpoint the direction, either forward or back, but you hear it, and you hear it much earlier than anybody else does.
Guys, I feel something through the ground. We need to keep a sharp eye out.
Okay, I
I'll
don't
poke
get
my
it.
head out. I'm gonna poke my head out the back first and then the front of the wagon.
Are you sure? I don't feel anything.
Yeah, I know the feel of hooves.
Yeah. So the rest of you, Azalea, Danny, if you want, Danny, because you're engrossed, but and Tor, you can roll perception checks. And Cyra, you can roll another one, or you can roll one.
I'm
18.
Azalea, what up?
I'm gonna look out the back and try to hear it.
'Kay.
And I get a 60-foot cone, and I get a +2 to detect undetected creatures if it's in that cone. Just
'Kay.
so I don't know where it is.
You're good. Yep.
24.
Oh, well, that was almost a 20, but it rolled to the 2, so I'm guessing a 10 doesn't see shit.
Okay. So Danny, you're gonna continue reverse engineering.
Yep.
So
That's what he would do.
Tor, seeing Azalea look out the back, you kind of look out the front. And Leon and Lorenzo are kind of on guard now, and they slow down, wibbly and wobbly. And you and Cyra, you actually spot. You can both hear hooves now, and you spot what looks like to be like torchlight or something like that out in front of you in the fog, coming towards you. And now that you're really paying attention, and the fog is so thick here, it's like fog can muffle sound, and this is getting loud, like really fucking loud.
Is it close enough we think they would have seen us already?
No, you don't have any lights on.
They're coming towards us, right?
They
This
are
is-
coming towards you.
This is a crowd coming towards us. I doubt they've seen us yet. It might be worth pulling off and letting them pass.
And Lorenzo just kind of like pulls them off and says, that's a good idea. And he kind of like pulls off to the side. Do you guys like? Are you just gonna wait, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna press to digitate our tracks so that it doesn't. You can't immediately see that we've been there. Or is it cobble and no one
It's
would pass?
cobble, but he pulls off the road, so he doesn't pull very far. He just gets off of the road. That's it. But sure, you can press to digitate the mud.
We expect
So
to
we-
meet hostile people on this road? Like if we see vampires, I'm going to ask this to Lorenzo and Leon if they know
And
if we would expect to encounter a hostile presence from other people.
Leon looks to you and says, no, we have the badges of our office, and you have all of your badges. So, if anything, if they are authorities, then we will present our tokens and our paperwork, and that should be perfectly fine. But there aren't any bandits or anything of that nature here. I know there are feral vampires around, but I don't think they would be riding the horses. Most likely, they would just be eating the horses.
That all makes sense to me.
I think this is either a government patrol, but it sounds a bit bigger.
Do we know anything about the
It's
Superior?
And Lorenzo kind of turns around to Cyra and he says, not really. It's a village, well, more of a town, I suppose. But I don't know anything about it. I know that the nobility has patrols across the country, and Lubadoria is not at one of the exits to the country, but it's nearby. It's possible that there was a change of guard or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Well, I figured we just wait and don't do anything silly, and when the time comes, we just hand over our paperwork, or if they don't have any, if they're not, well, we'll see. We'll see when we get here. And they're pretty quick. They get here pretty quick. And Azalea, it takes you a second really to figure out where the hell the sound is coming from. But it is in fact coming from behind you at the front of the cart. So you kind of turn, and you're still in the back, and you kind of look through the crates and the people, kind of look over, and out of the fog is this fairly slow procession of horses, and these are the most gorgeous horses any of you have ever seen. They have this pure white fur. It's like radiant, really, even in the torchlight. It actually seems like the horses themselves give off a little bit of light. Their hooves are like a silver color, and the people riding them are tall and kind of thin, and they're wearing this like a leather, like a lamellar armor, and it's painted in this kind of a light green color, like a mint color. And they're carrying standards, which you can't really see in the fog. They're hard to make out. But you can tell that they're kind of like a pine green sort of color. And these people are certainly not vampires, at least not first glance. And you actually realize between the three of you, Danny, you're still fucking, you're in your fucking formula book. But the lead rider is actually riding a unicorn. And its spiraled horn out the front is just absolutely, it's a sight to behold. You guys are fascinated, not fascinated the condition, but fascinated in general.
Fascinating.
But Azalea, this kind of feeling of recognition kind of dawns on you.
Are unicorns pretty rare?
Unicorns are exceptionally rare. Most people would never see one in their lifetime, let alone even get this close to one. Unicorns are inherently good creatures, as far as you guys have heard, like in legends and fairy tales and whatnot. But this one ahead of you is actually wearing this kind of like silver armor, and like actually no shit wearing a male coat. And the person in the lead
Well,
one,
that's just sexist.
the rest of them don't have any armor on. But the lead person is again wearing that leather lamellar armor, and he's got a large longbow, and strapped across his back, and he's got a quiver on his hip, and it looks like each horse / this one unicorn has provisions for a longer march, and they pass by mostly silently. But Azalea, yeah, you have this feeling of recognition as you spy the person in the front, um, and they have this kind of flowing blonde hair and this metal helm on, and it's got like green horsehair that kind of comes down the back. Um, and just you recognize the face and the eyes um, of the Quickthorn family. Um, Somebody you had known in your past, and thankfully they don't look in your direction as Nintende Quickthorn goes past your cart, seemingly not caring of your the cart's presence. And this cavalry unit, normally based in Carthos, is now here in the Ashlands for some reason, heading south now to Necroi. And it takes a long time for this procession to pass. And you guys lose count of how many horses there are and how many people there are. And you recognize them now as elves. Um, and the standard, even trying to see the standard, it's really hard as it may have some uh, concealment on it or something, as you can see the color, the base color is kind of like a pine green, but your eyes can't, none of your eyes seem to focus on what this standard is, as it takes maybe...
Thor is in complete awe. He is completely gapsmacked right now. Between the unicorn, the fancy armor, all the elves, he is just like he's silently losing his mind.
So most of these
Yeah, me too, but I'm just like shaking angrily.
most of these people have bows, long bows. They also all have lances, and they are, yeah, it takes them a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, moving at a actually fairly quick pace past you. And there's a feat, I'm not sure if any of you have it, but allows you to know how many people or things there are in a given group. If you don't have that, then I mean, you could attempt to roll an intelligence check to count if you want to see how many horses there are, but
No, like I said, I've lost my mind, so
yep, that's fair.
he has no ability to do that.
Society for that?
Say that again.
Could I use society for that?
So yeah, you would actually, yeah, you can do that because you're not counting, you're recalling something. So go ahead.
Yeah. 23?
Okay. You remember that this is, considering this Quickthorn gentleman is here, his rank, you know him to be Cornet. Cornet is his rank. Cornet Detende Quickthorn. He leads the Forest Sprites. The Forest Sprites are a mercenary company. And they have approximately 4,000 men. And most of their war horses are Fey touched. So they've been touched by the Feywild or the Fey at some point. But yes, that's what you know about them. You know that they're extremely deadly with their lances and their longbows. And you know that most of them can also use magic as well.
Okay.
Do you share any of that information?
No, I'm just very angry that I've seen them.
Do
That's
we
funny.
notice her anger?
That is a great question. Cyra, you do not. Danny, you certainly do not. And Tor, you notice her. You notice her shaking, but like you can't you can't divine why unless you ask. But like,
I'll put my hand on her shoulder and ask her if everything's all right. Not in like a loud voice. I don't want to bring attention to it, but I'm not hiding it either. Just trying to provide a calm voice now. That kind of everything's passed.
I'll be fine soon.
Okay. Well, we're here
Okay.
if you need to say anything.
Just don't interact with these people if we don't have to. They can be dangerous. Also, there's like 4,000, so we're like, no, even don't.
Keep that in mind. Seem to
Yep.
know who these are, though. Care to let us in on any of that? Or are you gonna keep that?
They're a mercenary group from where I'm from. They're just pretty dangerous.
Noted.
Yep.
Yeah, so it takes about that 30 minutes or so for them to finally pass, and Lorenzo pulls back out onto the road. Why, Discord? Why are you doing this? God damn it! It's just everything.
Man,
Yeah, everything. Everybody's got green screens. Hold on, let me. I have to.
it must be you.
It's
I
gotta
see
be me.
everything.
It's
Yeah,
fine here.
it's 100% me. I don't know what it's doing.
Jeez.
And it's Discord. It's not my internet. It's not anything else, and I don't have too much running. So whatever, man. It's good. It's fine. I haven't had this problem earlier. I'll look it up later. Okay. Cool. So, at this point, it's like noon time, and Lorenzo's driving down the road quietly. Danny is. I don't even think nobody thinks Danny even noticed the mercenaries that went by.
He's just like, oh, sweet, it got like more stable for 30 minutes to go work on my shit.
Yeah. Yep. Is there anything you guys want to do through the afternoon? I will take that as a no. So at this point,
I'm enfeebled one more day, so I'm gonna pass.
yeah, the fog and rain finally let up, and it starts to clear, just as the stars begin to peak their, start to twinkle. And I need somebody to roll a survival check to find us somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So, Tor, you struggle a little bit to find somewhere to stop, and you guys kind of head on a little bit further into the night than maybe you'd like. But after some time, maybe an hour or two, you find that there's a little more in the way of hills over here. You kind of get in a little more hilly country, and maybe 100 yards off the road, as you kind of like you crest a hill just next to the road, and 100 yards over to the north again, you spy a looks to be a small cave. There's clear ground to it. That seems to be the only sort of cover really anywhere.
How big is the cave? I'd like to investigate it, make sure there's nothing in there that wants to come out and eat us.
Okay. Are you gonna like stealth over there, or are you just gonna fucking walk over there?
No, I'm gonna walk over there. I don't stealth
Okay.
unless I have to.
Fair enough. Just asking. Okay. So yeah, you head over there, and it's not a very large cave. It's at an angle, a downward angle, um, and you realize that there must be some way for water to drain in here because it's not like there's no like pond or lake or really puddles in there. So it'll be an angle, but I mean it's relatively dry. It's just a little damp, but you could fit all I guess 9 of you, including the familiars, all 9 of you in there without issue, and then the 2 weasels as well. And then the cart wouldn't be able to fit inside, but you could like block the entrance with the cart. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me, Tor.
17.
Okay. You don't see any tracks or any sign of something like living in here actively. You don't find any old bones or anything like that, so it looks relatively safe.
Hey guys, I found this cave. I think we could all fit in there. I poked around. I don't see anything. No bears or anything like that. I think it's relatively safe. Only downside is if it rains, the water's going to come running on us. But it looks like it has good drainage.
And
You guys want to sleep here tonight?
Lorenzo and
Being out
Leon
in the
nod.
open.
The
Seems as good as anything.
two drivers
Okay.
nod and just start. They pull wibbly and wobbly over in that direction. And yeah,
We haven't had a fire in the last few nights, so I kind of want to set one up, because I'm not worried about smoke really trailing too far out where people will see it. So I'm gonna gather some firewood and stuff and start a fire.
okay. Yeah. Wood is kind of sparse here, but
Oh, is it?
you are able to find enough for a small fire. That'll probably last the night, but it won't be anything large. It'll be more of a comfort sort of fire than anything else.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you're able to get that done, and the cart is kind of blocking the entrance. Not so much that you can't escape if you have to, but enough that the light won't kind of go everywhere. Danny, you finally get pulled out of your formula book for being exhausted.
Okay, and I'm gonna then play with Squishy for a little while.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, Danny, that was a pretty cool unicorn earlier, wasn't it?
What?
Unicorn, man! You didn't see the unicorn?
Those aren't real. So
What? I saw it with my eyes. Can't tell me my eyes aren't real.
whatever.
Dumbass.
Who's gonna take the first watch?
I'll do it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check there, tour man.
21.
Okay. So you start your fire and you keep your back to it as you kind of hang out by the cart and just kind of look out and around and half expecting, your no-soy friend to pop out of the rock at any given moment. But thankfully it's a quiet evening as your eyes kind of dart around and the wind has died and you can see the stars again. Nothing of particular interest occurs over your watch.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll get Azalea up.
Okay.
Poker. Your turn to wake up. Ha ha ha.
Mm,
Got him, coach. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
15.
Nice.
Yep, so you take your time as Tor curls up by the fire. And you kind of step out of the cave a little bit and do some walking, just to kind of clear your head a little bit up onto the top of the hill here. And just looking around, you can't see anything of any danger, or it's fairly quiet out here. You hear some insects and stuff like that, but I mean, there's nothing that comes to you. There's no birds. There's not really anything out here. It's quiet in an odd way, but not like a threateningly odd way. So yeah, your watch passes without incident. Who are you gonna go wake up?
We'll wake up Danny. Cyra probably still needs to rest. I'm not sure how far along her wound it is, so I'm just gonna play it safe.
I suppose it's fair.
I'm just gonna poke him in the shoulder a few times.
What?
Maybe nudge him with my foot in the ribs. Not like a kick, but just like a little roll.
Ugh. I'm up.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay, Danny. Are you actually gonna watch, or are you gonna work on your formula book?
I'm gonna work on my formula.
Yeah. Okay. Money.
Talk about consumed.
Can we have this day count as 2 days?
Maybe. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
But for now, you you sit in. You actually end up sitting in the cart just to get some starlight to look at, and rather than using firelight, don't want to get the fire that's not your fire too close to your stuff, just in case. You like fire, but you don't want to ruin all the hard work that you've done. So,
Can I still get a perception check on the guard? Maybe at disadvantage.
I will allow you a perception check. Go ahead.
Is it disadvantaged or
No,
just
no,
normal?
no. Just make a perception check. I will apply any modifiers afterwards.
Okay, it's pretty low anyway. So yeah, I rolled a 2. So we're looking at a 6. So pretty
It's
sweet.
not a 1.
Cool.
It's not a 1.
Not a 1. Okay. Yeah. So your shift passes very quickly, as you're engrossed in your research on this venom. And for now, you only notice when the starlight starts winking out and the moon disappears that you're like, maybe you should wake people up. So you sitting in your cart, you just put your formula book away carefully, and yeah, you can wake everybody up.
And Danny, I'm in the cart with you.
Okay. I'll just like shake each person on the shoulder, just like shake and try to wake them up and just say, time to get up.
All right, Danny. It's that time again, huh?
Cool.
Yep.
Any
All
more
right.
conditions you have should be pretty much gone at this point.
But for that mental one.
Got him. Man, Slugger's struggle busting with that camera, huh?
He is.
I don't have a table. Well, there's not a table next to an outlet, and so I just have to like put it on my lap, and I move.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
Stop moving. Him and
No,
Gargoyle.
die.
So, it is the 4th morning on the road. Let's see. It is the 12th. Yar day. That's great. So,
Yar.
is there anything you guys want to do in the morning besides prep spells and potions and whatnot? I will take that as a no.
Just keep working on the formula. That's all.
Okay. So, you guys get back onto the road with, for a change, Leon takes the reins, and Lorenzo is relaxing, and Leon drives out toward the forest, hopefully, the Wolf's Wood and Lupadure. And as you guys travel in the morning, it's the normal cloudy. You don't expect any storms or anything like that. You don't expect anything to, rain on your parade, as it were, as you head across the worn cobbles. And Danny, yeah, you continue working on your formula. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're driving?
Isn't day, all things considered, for this land, huh? Do you think, Lorenzo?
Well, I mean, I suppose it is rather dreary most of the time, and at least it's not raining anymore. That's a certain positive that we can have. Well, I mean, I was. It's been a long few weeks. We've been without the sun for a while, and I'm sure you have as well. Hopefully we can
Would be nice to see it again.
Hopefully we can get through this this ruin fairly quickly and either find a clue or find what we're looking for and move on and maybe get out of here. But I don't know what your plans are after this. I mean, I know you said you'd journey with us, but doesn't necessarily mean you have to help us.
Yeah, we'll see where the wind carries us, huh?
And
this is day 4, right? We should be getting close.
Yes, I by my reckoning, and he pulls out a map. He says, by my reckoning, we have another hour or two before we get to the edge of the forest itself.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then we're not 100% sure where we need to go, and I figured we could go to Lupadure first and drop off the cart and Wibbly and Wobbly here, and then we could throw on our packs and hoof it and maybe learn some more once we get to the town. But obviously, if you wish to stick with us or not is up to you.
Where are the ruins in this forest? Are they closer to the town?
Well, see, that's what we're trying to find out. We are fairly certain that they're in the northwestern part of the forest, just toward the eastern edge of the town. But we're not 100% sure, so we figured we'd get there, we'd ask around a little bit, and of course leave our cart and stuff like that under protection, because I think this is going to be mostly off-road. Through some pretty difficult, heavily forested terrain. But yes, so we think it's probably within maybe a day's march. Probably less than that, I think. But once we get more specifics from the townsfolk, hopefully they'll know more about it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, I'm excited.
And at this point, Danny is not paying too much attention, but that's fine. Okay, so as this kind of little tidbit of conversation kind of dies down, um, you hear out of the as you guys are kind of driving, you actually can actually see the woods. So Lorenzo's guess was a little bit off, but or maybe it's just a small thicket of trees, but it looks like woods to you guys who haven't seen trees in a while, or at least a good-sized forest anyway. You hear a strange, like roaring and snarling sound coming out of the grasses to the left and to the right of you, as as you guys look, a large green beast running on all fours and two smaller ones charge at the cart, and that's where we're gonna leave it for today.
Darn.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, fuck you.